OpenAI may face a costly and inconvenient reckoning with its nonprofit origins, even as its valuation recently exploded to $157 billion.
Nonprofit tax experts have been closely watching OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT, since last November when its board ousted and rehired CEO Sam Altman. OpenAI is organized as a nonprofit with a mission to develop artificial intelligence, and it later added subsidiary for-profit entities under the nonprofit's control. Now, some of these experts believe that OpenAI may have reached or exceeded the limits of how nonprofits and for-profits are allowed to interact.
That's correspondent Jeremy House reporting. Banks are closed on this Columbus Day federal holiday, but the stock market is open. It's also Indigenous Peoples Day, which is observed by 17 states. News and analysis at townhall.com. The Nobel Economics Prize has been awarded to 3 experts for research into differences in prosperity between nations. Jacob Spenson, the chair of the Nobel Economics Committee, says the co-laureates have contributed significantly to the applied social sciences.
On the empirical side, their work has greatly enhanced the study of the causal effects of institution on prosperity. In so doing, they have identified the historical roots of the weak institutional environments that characterize many low-income countries today.
2 of the prize-winning researchers work at MIT. The other conducts his work at the University of Chicago. Pennsylvania is the biggest battleground prize in the race for the White House, and both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are campaigning in the state today. Both candidates are making regular visits there, which has 19 electoral college votes. Townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Ah, yes.
Not the funnest day of the week.
A return to all things normal, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Football back on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Or this weekend, I should say.
Yeah, it is Happy Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day. Whatever. I don't know. I can't remember what the official day is anymore. Whatever it is you celebrate, happy that.
Yeah. I think now it's Indigenous Peoples Day.
Although my weather says Columbus Day.
Oh.
From the National Weather Service. So your guess is as good.
It wasn't this weekend, it was last weekend. Nate Bargatze hosted SNL, and they did a great bit. The first time he hosted, they did a great bit about Washington crossing the Delaware. They continued the bit this time he was hosting. It was Washington has a new dream. And he was talking about basically all the things that are weird about American English.
Yeah.
Like the fact he's like, some numbers will have words, like dozen. Like, are there any others? One. He said none. No, none.
I see that one. Because then he throws him out the boat. Get out the boat.
He just says, get out.
Yeah.
Get out of the boat. Get out of the boat.
I didn't see the SNL, but I saw that bit online.
But the part that got me was he's like, well, what will happen on your birthday? He's like, mattress sale. Or what was it? There are some words in the English language that will have more than one spelling. And they said, we're like, which ones? He goes, donut. I mean, just the way he just delivered, donut. Nate Bargatze, literally one of my favorite comics out there. But yeah, just the whole get out of the boat.
Yeah, that was. I saw that. That was pretty good. That clip online there. But that was 2 weeks ago.
That was
because I think I saw it like Thursday or Friday of last week is when I saw it.
Yeah, there was a moment on that SNL that I and my friend Misty laughed probably harder than I've ever laughed at network TV in my entire life.
Wow.
It was the golf scene. I posted it on Facebook, I think, shortly after.
I saw
Basically, it's Nate Bargatze who loves golf,
Yeah.
and he's in a tournament. But every single time he takes a swing, he manages to kill something. Like the first time, he tees off and it just goes straight into a bird. The thing explodes. The bird explodes.
The Randy Johnson.
And so did we. We lost it. Next thing you know, he knocks an eagle's nest down. Then the eagle swoops in to attack him because he thought his ball was one of the eggs. And so it's a whole, like he throws his club into the water and it ends up hitting a famous turtle in the area, like a 113-year-old sea turtle.
So it's like the whole crowd's agasp by him by the end of
He's standing there talking to like animal control. It's like, I didn't know.
Yeah, man. That's almost like of course you've seen the famous clip of Randy Johnson hitting the bird with the pitch, right? I mean, that's when you said that. That's like, because that literally did exactly what you did. And I don't know. To this day, I still think that's the most amazing feat ever in the history of sport. Because what are that odds?
Right.
Of a bird the size of your fist as you throw something roughly the size of your fist at the same time colliding at that exact moment. I mean, that's pretty rare.
The only thing that was missing is right before the pitch, somebody should just shouted out, "Pull!"
Yeah, exactly. He was skeet shooting baseballs. With a baseball.
I think the last thing that went through that bird's mind was that ball.
Stitching. Spalding. But anyway. But now we're going to get Peter calling us.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, you blame Randy, not me. I didn't throw it.
We just enjoyed the moment. That's all that is.
I appreciate the odds of that actually
That's
happening.
right. There you go.
But how was your weekend?
Weekend was good.
Okay.
Did a whole lot of nothing outside of hanging out at Roswell Ford on Saturday.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
Did they have their grill fired up and all that?
Yeah. They were doing.
What was on the? They usually fired up every weekend. So.
Hamburgers, cheeseburgers, hot dogs.
Hamburger, cheeseburger.
That's right. You could bring BYOM, so you could bring your own meats.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I brought this leg of lamb. Could you roast this for me?
Please, next time that happens, someone get like the old school links still cased together, all together. Just pull like a string of like a half dozen out of your pocket,
and then have it train out behind you. I brought some sausages. Did you make these for me?
It's still in the casing, all attached.
You just don't see enough linked sausage these days.
Oh man, I mean that was a staple in like Tom and Jerry and Looney Tune cartoons.
You know what it is? We don't buy our meat from the butcher anymore. I feel like you have to go straight to the butcher to get your sausage linked.
And I think if you get like kielbasa's or certain types of cased meats, they do still come
together
in the string, and you gotta snip yourself.
Snip them off.
You're gonna kielbasa or something like that. But anyway, was our guest here? I did doors. Okay, good. I was like, do I have to keep talking?
We riffing still?
I do want to talk a smidge of sports.
Okay.
No Cowboys fans want to talk sports. None. Did you see the final score?
Well, I'm sure it's bad. It's the Cowboys.
It was bad. In all fairness, Detroit.
And you guys have been doing really good this year.
Well, put it this way. We lost by a touchdown, 30-27. Jaden Daniels looked impressive. Our defense did not. The Ravens' offense is, and their defense is decent, too. They got a real good defense. But anyway, we lost 30-23 or whatever it was.
So just a touchdown.
Yeah.
Point after.
Dallas, that was not pretty.
No.
49-7 or 47-9 or something like that. It was bad.
Yeah,
it was bad.
That's rough.
Detroit just rickrolled them bad. Never gonna give you up was just screaming out of Cowboy Stadium last night after that game. But no, it was our quarterback showed why he still proved why he is who he is. And we the Ravens are just a better ball club right now. To be honest, Washington and Baltimore's football teams are not. I mean, they're very cousins. Like their style of play, everything about them is very similar. Like it's like I think like if you look at Washington in a couple years, and I think I said this last week. I think he's gonna have a more Tom Brady, and that's with legs. Like Tom Brady with Lamar Jackson legs and all that. Because the way he approaches the game, the way he studies, like he's been doing this VR thing. And that's all they've been talking about with him. And it's kind of like they're saying he's getting 6 times the amount of reps that he would had he not be doing VR.
So one of two things is going to happen. He's either going to, blow out early, or he's going to become, like you said, the next Tom Brady.
Well, I just
think it's funny that you were just doing what girls in like the 60s and 70s used to do.
I'm a fanboy.
George Hamilton's body
I'm
with... Let's see.
I'm a fanboy.
Richard Gere's hair.
I'm a fanboy. I haven't been this excited about my football team since 1991.
That's fair. It's nice to see somebody get excited.
And every weekend, that's why I'm happy every Monday, win, lose, or draw, because I'm like, our guy hasn't. He's still the guy.
Even if we don't make,
he's the guy.
We're still in a better place now.
And as this team gets better, the guy's gonna get better, and this whole team's gonna be just straight. I'm like, we're the next Chiefs, man. Yeah.
You're starting to get that cowboy confidence.
Super Bowl!
Hella unearned.
That's right.
But because of some stuff that happened like 10 years ago, we still believe. Hey,
feel like I got the winning lottery ticket in my wallet right now.
Right.
Not for this year, but coming soon.
Now I understand that that's not what it means. But have you ever considered that your team's been on a win streak ever since you had that blue star right above your head in the background?
Oh. That's not a Cowboy
I know it's not a Cowboy star, but every time we're sitting here talking football, I always look at it, I'm like, it is the Cowboys colors, I know that that's not what it is.
Yeah.
But do you think maybe that just maybe you set Samhain is coming up, so I'm starting to think in the realm of like the otherworldly.
Yes.
Maybe you set that up and it was like the gods shine down and said, you know what? He put up a star. Let's quell them down a bit. And let's build his team up.
I like that because
the football gods.
I'll go with that because this will throw another little tweak and everything. What is behind me is a blue star.
Yes.
That is when a family or someone would head out their home to indicate they have a member currently serving. Blue. Gold is we lost.
He's lost, right.
White is
and
suicide.
Again, and I don't mean to belittle the symbol.
I'm not, but here, let me finish.
Okay.
So blue means currently serving American.
Yeah.
Therefore, using your logic, my team is now
America's team.
America's team.
Heck yeah. Commanders bringing it to Thanksgiving.
All right, let me give you the rundown. Do I have my sheet? I don't, but I think I can do it off the top of my head. Roy Burt stole it. We got folks from Wings for Life joining us here in just a few minutes. They got a pickleball tournament happening this weekend, and invite all to join as a fundraiser for Wings for Life. So we'll talk about Wings for Life if you're not knowing what they do. They do a lot. And then we'll talk about that pickleball tournament.
Nice.
We're going to replay our interview next hour with, we're going to do, we had Dan Jennings and from 100% Chaves County and also Geneva with Many Hands. And we talked about their programs and things. Meet his staff, ask questions about home ownership and getting the loans. And if you have those questions, he's got answers. I imagine he'll have finger foods, not foods made of fingers, but food for your fingers, and things like that.
Refreshments, watered down Kool-Aid and cheap sandwich cookies.
The cookies with the black and the white stuff. Although the other thing we were talking about that, if it wasn't the watered down stuff in the yellow Oogaloo cooler, it was the juice barrels.
Oh yeah, quarter waters.
Yeah. They come in green, blue, red, and
diabetes. There's the other flavor.
Diabetes color.
Yep. Fruit punch, aka diabetes.
Yeah. I'll take some of the purple.
Some of that purple stuff.
Purple drink. All right, 7:19. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Jason Laird with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot as we head through our weekend. Clear skies this afternoon, mid-90s throughout the region. Overnight tonight, those clear skies allowing for lows to dip down to the mid to upper 50s. Light breeze out of the south at times. Sunshine expected to return with those clear skies into Sunday. A little bit cooler, daytime highs low 90s, then mid-50s Sunday night. Cooler into Monday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jason Laird.
Thank you, Jason. Currently 56 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 60%. Winds are out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. Getting slowly dipping into fall temps. Slowly getting there this week. A little cooler. I don't see the... never mind. Call me a liar. I was going to say, I don't see the word 90 anywhere but tomorrow. But for today... Sunny skies, a high of 87. Winds will be out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear tonight with an overnight low of 49 degrees. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, sunny, 90 for a high. Northwest winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, clear with an overnight low of 48 degrees. But for Wednesday, see, that's what I'm saying. We have a cold front rolling in, I think, Tuesday night. Because like I said, that's an overnight low of 46. So that's... 49, 46, but then our high on Wednesday is 71. So sunny, 71 on Wednesday with northeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then Thursday, partly cloudy, 76 for a high. And then we're looking at a slight rain chance, 20% chance of rain Thursday night. And Friday, we're looking at a 20% chance of rain with a high of 79. And then a decent chance at rain this weekend as of right now. 40% Friday night, but a 50% on Sunday with a high of 74, and a 50% chance of rain on Sunday with a high of 72. So looking like Friday weekend. Got weekend plans. Might want to have backups or if it's outdoors, backup plans there for indoor stuff, because it looks like we're looking at like 50-50 chances of rain Saturday and Sunday this weekend. All right, it is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's go ahead and take a quick, about 3-minute break, and then we're going to have the folks from Wings for Life talking pickleball tournament. That's up next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Ballard Funeral Home and Crematory and LaGrone Funeral Chapel have been celebrating life for over 90 years. Ballard Funeral Home and Crematory celebrates and remembers. Gene Willis passed away Thursday, October 3rd. Services will be scheduled at a later time. James Seeley passed away Friday, September 27th. Services will be Friday, October 11th, 11 a.m. at the family ranch. Celestino Baca passed away Thursday, October 3rd. Services will be Tuesday, October 15th, 10 a.m. at Ballard. Thelma Marie Moss passed away Thursday, October 3rd. Celebration of life will be scheduled at a later date. LaGrone Funeral Chapel celebrates and remembers Catherine Ann Marie Foster, who passed away on Saturday, October 5th. Services are pending at this time. And Patrick Stephen O'Mara passed away Tuesday, October 1st. Services are pending at this time. This has been today's remembrance, brought to you by Ballard Funeral Home and Crematory and LaGrone Funeral Chapel.
At Artesia General Hospital, we know it's early, but schedule your mammogram today and save. Call 855-RAD-EXAM and save 10% off mammograms scheduled through October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And get a refreshing drink discount from Kith & Kin in Artesia or Blue House in Carlsbad. We use leading-edge, FDA-approved Genius 3D mammography technology to deliver more accurate results faster and with more comfort. Women over 40 do not need a referral for yearly screenings. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
The November general election is November 5th. On your ballot will be GEO Bond 3, which supports Eastern New Mexico University Roswell, as well as the New Mexico Military Institute. Bond 3 will not raise taxes. It is a continuation of a current bond. Proceeds from GEO Bond 3 are used by Eastern New Mexico University Roswell to expand the aviation maintenance hangar, to provide more hands-on experience for students, allow for more advanced and comprehensive workforce training, and state-of-the-art infrastructure to support cutting-edge aviation technology. Proceeds from GEO Bond 3 will support mechanical systems renovations at Wilson Hall at New Mexico Military Institute, including a complete overhaul of the HVAC system. Remember, Bond 3 is tax neutral and will provide for local jobs and economic development, and will help ENMU Roswell and NMMI meet student and community needs. The 2024 general election is November 5th.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio, Lorena's back with us with Wings for Life. Good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning.
It's been a minute, but how have you been?
I've been doing well.
Good.
Thank you for having us this morning.
Anytime. Of course, and we'll get more into what Wings for Life is here in just a little bit, but it's a great organization that really, and to be honest, it kind of helps in several different branches, I guess you could say.
Right.
So I imagine a lot of people say, I know Wings for Life, and it might be from one of those branches, but then realize, that they also do this, and this.
Right,
So,
just one of our programs.
yeah,
right.
so and we'll kind of get into that here in just a second, but I first want to put the weekend event on people's radar.
Yes.
Calling all pickleball players. Whether you play regularly or you, I don't know, maybe you're a braggart. Maybe you're like, I'm a master pickle. All right, put your skills where your mouth is.
Right. You want to win a trophy.
That's right. We are having a fundraising event for Wings for Life. That's what this is all about. But we want to invite everyone to come on out this weekend to Cahoon Park and participate in the Wings for Life pickleball tournament fundraising event here.
Yes. And we're starting at 8 a.m.
Okay.
8 a.m. is registration and warm-up, and then the tournament starts at 9 a.m.
Okay. Well, I hope my weather forecast doesn't rain on your parade here.
I hope so.
I was just reading that. I was like, oh, we may get rain. So are pickleballers like golfers?
Sure.
You know how golfers will pretty much, you got to kick them off the course?
Right. I think so.
Like, it's lightning, get off the field, idiot.
Yeah.
Are pickleballers like that?
I think so. I think they are. They're pretty tough.
Come on out. And good news, if it just rained, there's a lot of trees and stuff, so it's probably, and I mean, Cahoon Park's kind of got its own little umbrella.
It does. And yes. And we'll have a hospitality area with nice, healthy snacks for everyone.
Excellent. Very good. So kind of talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts of the tournament, the rules and like cost. You just kind of what because I imagine I don't know if there's certain set rules for pickleball or sometimes you can shift rules a little bit from tournament to tournament.
Sure. It's called a popcorn match.
Okay.
So it's really a round robin, and it's mixed doubles. So you just register. You don't have to register with a partner.
Okay.
And we have an app that's going to take care of all the scoring, and it'll actually mix the doubles for everybody. So
now, can you request a double to play with?
You can, yeah.
Okay,
You can request your partner, but if you don't have a partner, we'll pick one for you.
So we could also say this could be a social event as well. You make some new friends and things. So if you're new to town and been playing pickleball but haven't kind of hooked in with the pickleball community yet, well, use this Saturday to come out and meet some folks out here too. And I would imagine there might be some Senior Olympics scouts hiding in the trees looking for some new pickleball prospects to bring over.
You never know. That's right. There could be some scouts here in Roswell.
So you see someone in the trees with binoculars, those are probably just Senior Olympic scouts looking for pickleball players.
Exactly.
But yeah, just going to have fun. And so kind of talk about like the flow of the day, how it's going to go on Saturday.
Well, we're just going to start with warm-up and registration. And like I said, we're going to have some healthy snacks for breakfast.
Okay.
And then we'll start the tournament at 9.
Okay.
And everybody will really have a rotation, so they'll be able to play with everybody out there.
Okay.
And then we'll probably break for lunch, and then we'll have our finals and the winners, and we'll have an award ceremony.
Okay. So it should probably wrap up, like mid-afternoon?
Yeah, we're
like
thinking
that.
about 2.
Depending on, tournament action and how long the game's going.
Right.
If it gets back and forth a little bit, game might go a little bit longer.
Game could go 5 minutes, or it could go about 20 minutes.
But I would also offer, if people have been kind of seeing, what's all this pickleball things people are talking about? Not really... Come out and watch it.
Come out and watch,
Come
There's
learn
bleachers.
more about. Come maybe learn more about the sport. Obviously, if you'd like to get more involved with Wings for Life, there'll be lots of folks to tell you more about how to do that too. But it's just a community event. Come out, and it's kind of like the picnic in the park day on Saturday here, and hopefully, knock on wood, weather cooperates. But so come out, play pickball. So even if you're not necessarily a pickleball player, but you kind of want to see it, or come out, visit, come out and be a part, support, donate. I imagine if you'd like to make donations directly to Wings for Life, there'll be an opportunity to do that out at the event too.
We will, yes, we'll have a table there.
But again, like you said, it's this Saturday, October 19th, and like you said, 8 a.m. everything, the registration, all that's going to be starting. Then we're pickleballing at 9. And then we'll break for lunch, and then we'll. The best of the tournament will score off, and then we'll do awards and everything else.
Yes.
So good deal. Real quick, I know we're last minute, but could someone jump in on sponsorship stuff still?
Absolutely.
Here? Opportunities.
We welcome sponsors.
Talk a little bit, and of course, donation is $50 per player.
Yes.
It is a donation, so if you would like to donate more and have the means, awesome. But whatever, $50 is what we're asking to come in and join us to play some pickleball here. And all of that, like I said, will go back to all the programs and all the different umbrellas that is Wings for Life here. So kind of shifting gears here, talk a little bit about that, because I know, like you said, some people might know from the prison service side, where you go in and help that side, and that's a very important side. But that's really one facet. You really also work with families, and kind of, it's almost like there's not an owner's manual for a marriage, or owner's manual for life. And Wings for Life's kind of like, we don't have a book per se, but we're kind of like that. And so that's like a facet of Wings for Life too.
Yes,
here.
absolutely.
So I'll kind of shut up and let you kind of just explain those various different avenues of Wings for Life.
Sure.
Here.
Well, Wings for Life has been in Roswell since 2006. I don't think people realize that we're really a grassroots program. That has been serving the Chaves County community, and of course the families of Roswell, with multiple programs. But we do offer really a whole family support service. So we start with parenting, so how to skillfully parent, which is not easy, especially in this time. So we have a weekly parenting program. We do still have our detention center program, so we're teaching life skills and substance abuse prevention or recovery. And we have our in-school program, so we're in all 12 elementary schools. We teach life skills and leadership in the elementary schools, grades 2nd through 5th. We have our middle school program, which is our Why Try Resilience. That's for all middle school students, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and University High School.
And I would imagine you find a lot of times, especially with the younger program, the younger kids, what they're learning in schools, they take back home, and it's rubbing off on the rest of the family sometimes.
Yes, that's the goal. Right.
Absolutely. And so that's why you're teaching, because that's, and let's face it, the younger you are, the better you absorb things. That's just science. So as much as we can get that sponge to absorb that young, the better here.
Yes, absolutely. Early childhood, that's where we want to start.
Absolutely. And this is, in this, obviously why I feel that the need is so great for you guys, and just because the way society has evolved over the years too. I mean, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Technology, life faster, COVID and everything else. But even when we were kids, or when our parents were kids, there was kind of, you're taught everything, because really there wasn't resources where you either learned it here or that was it. And and then life got faster, and families, didn't have a stay-at-home parent anymore. Just as we've evolved.
Right.
I would say some of these things and skills that you guys really work. That's the side that are devolving as these other things are evolving, and
that's exactly right, Mike.
And so you're like, and so you're running into parents nowadays that they're having their first kid, but if their parents weren't really that resourceful either, how are they going to be any better? And so you're starting a cycle of no one knows how to raise people anymore.
Exactly. It's generational.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so this is where Wings for Life comes in and says, hey, however happened, whatever your life brought you and however you were raised here, let us show you some ways that we can help you raise your family.
Right, absolutely.
And really, that's kind of in a nutshell what Wings for Life does on that side.
Yes.
Do many
life skills training. Just to be the best person, the healthiest, the happiest person you can be, and family.
Now, let's if someone's listening here and saying, "Oh man, I would love to do this." What's probably is checking out your website probably the best resource for kind of
go to our website,
learn about your services and classes. And I know you're there's like every week there's different nights, different events, things happening, and so that's probably the best resource for that.
Yes, our website, or you can call our office as well.
Okay. All I do is Google Wings for Life. But what is the actual web address? Do you know off the top of your head?
It's Wings for Life Roswell.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I just kept typing, I would have got it. I just usually gain, and I should have typed Wings for Life Roswell in Google, and it goes that comes up. So Wings for Life, just put a www.org at the end.
Yes,
and
.org.
And that'll get you there too. But there you can learn more about all of Wings for Life's different services,
all of our programs,
all of our different programs.
Yes.
Whether and on the other side, if you need help, great. But if you're looking to volunteer, you guys are always looking for more volunteers to serve in various roles.
Yes, we'd love volunteers.
Yeah, whether it's a mentor involved in some of these classes, or handing out bottles of water at a pickleball tournament on a Saturday.
Yes.
That's kind of and every little bit helps there. Let me ask, with COVID, because that's really, to be honest, you guys took a huge hit with COVID.
We did.
Pretty much all of your programs, certainly everything in the jail stopped.
Yes.
And a lot of your family meetings and things had to cease. Are you guys fully operational now?
We are
still
fully operational.
Good,
Our last program to actually become active after COVID was the detention center.
Good.
And we started in August.
Good deal.
So now
Excellent.
all of our programs are.
And that's and trust me, that you guys do such great work in there. And
Thank you.
Like when I spent time in jail, no, that's not what I was going to say, but I have a distinct memory. I was in Leadership Roswell this was about 4 or 5 years ago here.
Sure.
And
That's a great program.
It is a great
Yes.
program. And one of the days we go out to the detention center and tour it and everything, and which was pretty impressive to see. But one thing I noticed that day we were in there is, the various folks are doing their thing, but we're walking in, and all of a sudden you walk into one and there's like a meeting in there, and it's Wings for Life. They're doing their thing, and they're sitting there, and they had, 8, 10 different individuals in there with them.
all volunteer.
Yeah,
so they can attend if they want or not.
And I guarantee those I think they're all men. So those gentlemen that were in that room, I guarantee, I'm going to take a stab that I bet most, if not all of those guys, probably never going back. Because that's the idea here.
It is.
I mean, you can lead a horse to water sometimes, but the success rate's really good on this kind of stuff.
Yes,
Getting
it
in there,
is.
and once they're in there, hitting them in this. All right, see where you're at. What do we can do to
Let's
get
talk
you
about
from,
life,
yeah,
right?
What can we do to keep you from coming back here?
Right.
And that's really, and then it goes. All right, now that we got you here, come. Let me show you how to be a dad, or how to raise a family, how to navigate these things.
Give them some of those tools and skills.
Yeah.
Right.
Not everything's on a YouTube video.
I'm not sure about that.
They're trying. They're coming close.
They're trying.
But not everything yet. So that's why I'd say, please, for Wings is a great organization here. And like you said, it's grassroots. It's just a group of individuals that just want to help other individuals in our community and make our town a little bit nicer.
Yes.
A little bit better. So
we believe in our community.
So that being said, come and play some pickleball with us this
Yes,
Saturday.
it'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a fun day. Get some exercise and hopefully beautiful weather.
And if maybe you don't know a thing about pickleball, maybe you're like, I don't want to enter the tournament, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that can kind of give you pointers, tips, how to get in. And if you're not, and if you have no idea what pickleball is, I would say it's like tennis and ping pong, like had a kid.
and it turned out to be pickleball.
That's right. With a wiffle ball.
Yeah. But it is this Saturday, October 19th, out at Cahoon Park, which is at 1104 West 4th, if you're not familiar there. It's the beautiful park, kind of right there, 2nd, and what's that?
Lots of shade.
Yeah,
Riverside.
All right there. It's all right there. Beautiful. Come, there's plenty of parking as you get where I was gonna say where the pool used to be, but if you don't know where Coon Park is, you probably don't know where the pool used to be either. So, but you just follow the people. You'll see the things.
You'll see everybody.
The pickleball courts and everything out. Again, warm up, sign ups, all of that start at 8 a.m. We'll start the tournament at 9.
Yes.
It'll go till about mid-afternoon. We'll have lunch, the finals, trophies, all of that stuff. If you have any questions about any of this, the event or anything, you can contact Lorena here at 310-922-0717, or you can also call Christina at 575-840-5731. And it's $50 donation to enter. If you'd like to donate more, we'd love to take that. But
Yes,
please, you don't have to if you don't. And come ready and bring your pickleball gear and ready to
have fun.
Absolutely. And and like I say, go to the website wingsforlife.roswell.org if you want to learn more about Wings for Life or any of the services, any of the programs that are available through that here too.
Yes.
Is there anything we missed?
I think we covered it.
Awesome.
That's it.
Well,
Great.
thank you very much as
you.
always, and we'll see you this weekend. And I think I'm almost on the window where if I want to do active, pickleball's about my level now. Because in my head, I'm like, I can still play hockey. I'm like,
Everybody, if you've played any sport, any paddle sport, you'll pick it up quickly.
Well, and that's in my head. I still think I can play sports like hockey, and I know I can't. I'm going to get broke if I play hockey. Pickleball. I need to lower my skill level. Like, oh, you're not that guy anymore. You're brittle bones. Let's get you some pickleball where there's less likely someone tackling you.
Yes, it's not quite that intense.
Oh, but it does get intense.
It can be.
Yes. There is it brings out a little John McEnroe in you.
Sometimes.
I've seen it happen.
I admit, yes, I've seen it happen as well.
But thank you as always. And,
thank you.
We'll see you next time. And anytime, even if it's just to say, nothing particular, just we're here. Come be a part of us. We'd love to have you. So.
All right.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You
Have
do
a great
the same.
week too.
Hopefully weather cooperates
I
for
know.
this weekend.
Please order beautiful weather.
At least for Saturday from like 8 till about 5.
At
Give
least,
us
yes.
no rain.
And then we'll take rain.
Yeah, before, after, good to go. Maybe more after, because I don't know how that impacts pickleball.
Right, yes. Yep.
We'll find out real quick how level it is.
I don't know. We want to see that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mike.
All right, it is 7:41. Let us pause for news, your Kim Commando update, sports update, all that. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Sorello. The Roswell Police Department involved in a shooting Thursday of a man who was reportedly running from officers. The man had been pulled over near South Sunset Avenue and West Brasher, but stepped on the gas and fled. At some point, the man reportedly got out of the car and tried to flee on foot near Relief Route and South Main Street. Police opened fire on the man, who was pronounced dead at the scene. The man's name is not known, but RPD said he was wanted for an active arrest warrant. The American Legion Post 61 in Roswell is collecting relief supplies and cash donations. A team will travel to North Carolina to distribute the aid to hurricane victims. The trailer used to store the supplies has been donated by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. If you'd like to donate, a donation drop-off point has been set up at Southwest Printers, 110 North Pennsylvania Avenue in Roswell. If you need information, you can email commander@roswelllegion.org. The deadline for donations to be accepted is Friday, October 18th at 6 p.m. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Is your internet slow? Unless you're smart, your neighbors could be stealing your Wi-Fi. I'm Kim Commando. Stop robocalls, junk texts, online stalking, doxing, scams with Incogni. Incogni works. Get 60% off today at privacykim.com. Wi-Fi theft is surprisingly common. If your network is not secure or you've got a weak password, anyone nearby could just jump on. If you notice your data usage spiking, router lights flashing nonstop, or your connection feels slower than usual, it's time to check. Windows users can download Wireless Network Watcher to see every device on the network. Mac users, try Who's on My Wi-Fi for a similar scan. If you do spot a device name that you don't recognize, it may be a Wi-Fi intruder. But before you assume the worst, remember some of these odd device names could be appliances around the house, like a smart TV, fridge, or even a connected toaster. Again, that's Wireless Network Watcher or Who's on My Wi-Fi. Enter to win an iPhone 16 at winfromkim.com. I'll never forget when my son asked me where in Los Angeles I lived so many years ago. I couldn't remember the house number on the street, but a couple of minutes later, Ian read me the exact address. He found it on a People Search website for free, along with my personal cell phone number. Yikes. It's not just me. I hear from folks all the time, shocked at what they can find out about themselves online. That's where Incogni comes in. Instead of navigating these tricky sites, Incogni does the work for you. So far, they've removed me from over 150 websites. Plus, my personal data is on 24 data suppression lists, meaning it's illegal for these companies to get my name ever again. Even better, they check on a regular basis that data brokers didn't sneak me back in. Try it for yourself and see how easy it is. Get 60% off with Incogni at privacykim.com. That's privacykim.com. 60% off now. privacykim.com.
I'm meteorologist Jason Laird with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty hot as we head through our weekend. Clear skies this afternoon, mid-90s throughout the region. Overnight tonight, those clear skies allowing for lows to dip down to the mid to upper 50s. Light breeze out of the south at times. Sunshine expected to return with those clear skies into Sunday. A little bit cooler, daytime highs low 90s, then mid-50s Sunday night. Cooler into Monday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jason Laird.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. A couple of pretty good ball games yesterday. Can we say ball games for boys soccer? It was Roswell defeating Clovis in boys soccer in Roswell by a 2-1 count. The game went 2 overtimes before the Coyotes, who are now 12-4-1, 2-0-1 in district, defeated the Wildcats, who are 12-4. Also, can we say ball game for volleyball? It was Goddard winning on the road at Carlsbad by a 3-2 count. This is how close it was for the Lady Rockets. They won the fifth set 16-14. Girls soccer, Roswell defeats Clovis on the road by a 2-1 count. And on Monday, it was Goddard nipping Artesia in girls soccer in Artesia by a 1-0 count. The Rockets are now 11-5-1, 3-0 in district play. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Jason Walker. Wholesale prices in the United States unchanged last month, and a sign that inflation may be returning to something close to normal. That after years of pressuring America's households in the wake of COVID. Americans' outlook on the economy soured just a bit after 2 months of small gains. University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index slipped to 68.9 early in October, down from 70.1 in September. Canada-based TD Bank will pay $3 billion, that in a settlement with U.S. authorities who say the institution's lax practice allowed significant money laundering over several years. Wall Street today, heavy gains for the Dow, S&P, and the NASDAQ. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Jason.
You've heard of a Four Seasons room, but have you heard of a Four Seasons window? Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing and Windows. It might surprise you to learn many windows are built to handle only the cold or only the heat, but not both. In Southeast New Mexico, one or the other doesn't cut it. That's why Trustmark windows are built to handle our Four Seasons climate. The scorching summers, the bone-chilling winters, and everything in between. Special glass coating blocks extreme UV rays. A stout frame prevents warping from the extreme weather changes. And insulated glass is like putting your home in a giant styrofoam cooler in the winter and keeps cold out and warmth in. And in the summer, it keeps heat out and cool in. For our 4 seasons weather, get 4 Seasons Windows. Call today for your no-obligation spring window assessment. 575-755-7663 or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
It's football time. Time to lean back and enjoy the game in a new recliner. The time is now to see Glenn's Furniture during their gigantic recliner clearance sale. Choose from recliners for her, recliners for him, big man recliners, lift recliners, reclining sofas and love seats, all at clearance prices. Even if you're not a football fan, you'll love the selection and all the low prices you'll find. Plus, get free delivery and set up at Glenn's Furniture, corner of Alameda at Union, Roswell.
Are you ready to succeed? The School of Arts and Sciences at ENMU Roswell covers a broad curriculum. The certificates and degrees offered within these programs will prepare students to realize personal, professional, and occupational objectives, from ag science and agricultural technology to behavioral science, biology, bookkeeping and accounting, business administration, criminal justice, education, and mathematics. ENMU Roswell can set you up for success. Register now on campus or online at roswell.enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. Success starts here.
A comedian once said, "No one can tell me anything, not even myself." Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, most people stop listening and start forming an answer or response when someone's talking to them within 7 seconds, so they miss most of the information.
John 10:27 says, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me."
You know, when Julie and I were preparing for this, she looked right at me after I spoke for a while and said, "What?" I guess we all have work to do in listening. But you know what? Just like learning to know God takes time and focus and to know His voice, it's going to take time and focus to really get to know our spouse and to really start enjoying and loving marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
The weather is changing, and what is cooler than being at the Cow? Well, we can't think of anything. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in Roswell is your authorized Brothers Sewing Machine dealer for Southeast New Mexico, and they're all on sale right now at the Calico Cow. New fabric styles for fall are here, and holiday and Christmas fabrics continue to arrive daily. If you're still stitched to your own machine and you just want a tune-up, call for in-house maintenance, 575-639-2586. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the Cow.
If you plug your nose, you can't tell the difference between an apple, potato, and an onion, unless you open your eyes. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:51. Got a few minutes here before news at the top of the hour. Hey, last week, we were talking a lot about this last Thursday and Friday on the show, and continues this week. The American Legion Post 61 family, along with the support from the community here, they're putting together basically, they're collecting relief supplies and monetary donations for hurricane victims back in North Carolina and back east here. So what they're doing is they started last week, and they're now collecting these items, things like first aid supplies, toiletries, towels, bedding, non-perishable food, I think all kinds of stuff like that, water, all of that they're collecting. And there is a truck with a big flatbed trailer that has been offered by Dale over at Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. And they're going to load up this trailer with all these supplies. And on Saturday, they're going to head east to North Carolina, and they're going to deliver these things to victims there. They're going to hopefully caravan pick up more along the way. And then when they the eventual end point is the Samaritan's Purse in North Carolina. But they're probably going to drop and pick up stuff along the way there, and then whatever's left, drop there at the Samaritan. I believe that's the plan there. Now it's really grassroots. It's real. Just people trying to put stuff together. So they're asking for everyone to get involved. If you want to make donations,
if you want to help organize here, even if you want to join the caravan and go with them. Like right now, it's just the one flatbed and truck to my knowledge, unless that's changed over the weekend. But, the more the merrier here. And also, by the way, too, of course, Roswell Livestock, Dale and everyone over there has really been supportive and helping getting. Matter of fact, that's kind of one of our Legionnaires. This is all out of his brain. Russ, we had him on last week. It was out of his brain. Kind of just watch the news, get mad like a lot of us, and said, you know what, I'm going to do something about it. And here we sit. American Legion rallied, and everyone else. We've got support from the New Mexico chapter of the American Legion Riders. They're going to escort the caravan when it leaves on Saturday. But they're collecting donations. You can drop donations off at Southwest Printers at 110 North Pennsylvania. You can also drop them off at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. They're on 2nd. And, of course, get a hold of me or anybody else, and we'll make sure we get whatever you get to whom you need to get to. But from what I understand, the plan is they're going to go to Alamogordo Friday to pick up some stuff from, I think, a Legion post or something there. And then they'll come back, and then Saturday they're going to leave Roswell and head east. If you'd like to donate, please, you can drop off at either of those locations, Southwest Printers or the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. If you have any questions or want to get more involved, like, hey, I got a truck, I got a flatbed, let's load her up. Let's roll on. Roll on highway. I hear that song.
Roll on true, roll on family, like I asked you to do.
I hear that song a lot.
That's one of the weirdest karaoke songs that come up because there's always that part that go, roll on.
Right. But you can also contact our Commander Stephen Lee as well. You can reach him at 575-268-0220. You can also go to our Legion's website, and I think there's some Donate Now buttons and more information there. RoswellLegion.org if you want to make donations. I think financially there's a link button there. If there isn't, call me or call Lee, and he'll get you the skinny on that.
And of course, in addition to this, if you can't make any kind of like item donations like water, non-perishable food, monetary donations go just as far because they can purchase supplies, but also it helps pay for the gas to get Russ in the trailer there.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a pretty expensive excursion.
We I don't hope they don't mind me airing too much Legion business on here, but we as a Legion post, I think, are giving him like $1,000 to cover some of that
for
expense.
funding.
But I don't know if that's enough.
Exactly. I mean, these days it's especially pulling a trailer full of items,
diesel fuel and everything. Not to mention lodging and whatever, eating and whatever, living a cost that goes to get from there to there, So, it's going to be, but it's just people doing things. So please reach out to Lee, go to our website if you want to get involved. But this Saturday, they're rolling out for the deadline. And by the way, the deadline to get donations is this Friday to those locations. They're going to pick them up at the end of business on Friday to those two locations. So, be a good thing. Staying in the vein of military and all that, this is pretty cool because I didn't realize they had such a big presence here out west. The Daughters of the American Revolution. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I have.
It's very, but because I knew a lot more about them back growing up in Maryland, D.C. area.
Sure.
There's a much more big presence of the Daughters of the American Revolution. And so I came out here and I really hadn't heard much about them, but I was talking with County Commissioner Dana just last week, and she's a daughter of the American Revolution, which that was like, oh, I didn't know. But here's a cool thing: they're going to be doing something with the DAR here in Roswell on Veterans Day.
Nice.
So on Veterans Day, November 11th, at 1 p.m., 4 chapters of the New Mexico Daughters of the American Revolution, El Portal in Clovis and Portales, Roswell, Sierra Blanca in Ruidoso, and Thomas Jefferson in Carlsbad. That's the post, not actual Thomas Jefferson. He's not in Carlsbad.
Right.
We'll come together to honor our nation's first veterans at the Roswell Veterans Memorial right here on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn.
Nice.
They will dedicate a Revolutionary War Patriots marker at the memorial in honor of the 250th anniversary of the United States. The public is invited and encouraged to attend, and the marker commemorates the men and women who achieved American independence. Very cool. So they're going to be basically placing a marker honoring Revolutionary War veterans on our veterans on Veterans Day at 1 p.m. And so the public's invited to come out. They're going to have a little ceremony and everything else. But I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's real neat.
Yeah. So, what do you think of my? I finally got that done.
I was noticing, like, ooh, you've expanded in the background. It's finally got that.
And that's something I've been kind of beating around the bush to get done, and I really don't have time to explain it. But in a nutshell, that was a gift I gave my father, and when he passed in 2018, they didn't feel right keeping it, so they gave it back to me. But when they shipped it back, and when it came back, the case with the certificate was all cracked. Everything was just beat up. So I got it, and it's been sitting in a drawer for a couple of years, and I finally said I need to get that taken care of, and so there it is. That's what's taken care of. I'll explain more. I got a little bit next hour. I can do it.
I like it.
What that is exactly is. So if you're wondering what's that flag in the certificate thing behind me, that's the newest. I don't know.
Rock flag.
Can you see it on the camera very well? I can't really tell what.
Yeah, you can. No, actually, from the angle that he's at now, you can't. But I think once it cuts back to the one shot,
I'm sure my big bulbous.
Roy, cut to the one shot real quick.
My big bulbous planetoid blocks it sometimes too, and all that. So.
Curious to see if it actually shows, because that camera's kind of not catching the right angle.
It is kind of pointing this way, and it's kind of.
I'm also on a delay, so I can't tell.
Yeah. Anyway, we got to go to news. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. Former President Trump wants to hire 10,000 additional Border Patrol agents and give them a $10,000 retention and signing bonus. It's the latest plan aimed at highlighting unauthorized crossings at the U.S.-Mexico border during the Biden-Harris administration. In North Carolina yesterday, Vice President Harris spoke at a largely black church. She called out Trump for spreading misinformation about the government's hurricane response. Over the weekend, police arrested a Nevada man with 2 guns and fake passports at a security checkpoint outside Donald Trump's rally in Southern California. Here's Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco.
As he got to the inside perimeter where deputies were conducting obviously a more thorough evaluation of the vehicles that were coming in, there were many irregularities that popped up. The deputy noticed that the interior of the vehicle was in quite disarray. The vehicle had an obviously fake license plate, and that prompted further investigation from our deputy into why the person was there and what he was doing.
Authorities say the incident did not impact the safety of the former president or those attending the rally. Residents in the southeast continue to cope with the aftermath of Hurricanes Helene and Milton. In North Carolina, Arts AVL Executive Director Katie Cornell says Asheville's Arts District was destroyed.
The loss is devastating. An estimated 80% of the district is destroyed. For perspective, the River Arts District included 26 warehouses and was home to 300 artists.
The Lebanese Red Cross says an Israeli airstrike in northern Lebanon killed at least 18 people. It was one of the northernmost strikes since Israel invaded Lebanon. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
China conducted large-scale military exercises surrounding Taiwan today, deploying more than 100 warplanes. The drills took place after Taiwan celebrated its National Day last week, reasserting its independence from China. Meanwhile, former GOP Congressman Mike Gallagher tells the Salem Radio Network how the Chinese have been able to keep the U.S. military from threatening their naval borders.
The geography is vast. There's a lot of water. We have trouble getting inside the weapons engagement zone. The Chinese military has built a rocket force to keep us outside of the first island chain.
Layoffs coming to Boeing. The giant aircraft maker said it will lay off about 10% of its workers, 17,000 people, in the coming months. The company has been losing money for more than 5 years, and right now it's dealing with a strike that has shut down factories. News and analysis at townhall.com. Police in France say 4 people have died in a car crash after their Tesla vehicle reportedly hit a road sign and then caught fire.
A local police spokesman said the exact circumstances of the weekend crash near the city of Niort were still to be determined and an investigation was underway. He said there were no witnesses, making the investigation complicated. He said the driver and 3 passengers were burned beyond recognition.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. A train operator is dead, more than a dozen passengers injured after a commuter train struck a tree on the tracks. New Jersey Transit says the accident occurred shortly after 6 o'clock this morning. There were 36 passengers aboard the River Line train. Nearly half were treated for injuries, though not considered to be life-threatening. And train service was suspended in both directions. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce
of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Ah, yes.
Welcome to it.
Deep in the throes of October.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Kind of a roller coastery week of weather.
Yeah, we're finally down to the 80s, it looks like.
Well, and it's like
some rain chances.
But then it's going to be like 90 tomorrow, but then like 71 on Wednesday.
Nice.
And
So-
then like Friday, we start getting rain chances, and by like Saturday and Sunday, we're like 50-50 chances.
I was going to say it was like 60s or something like that over the weekend, I think.
Yeah. So kind of a busier weather.
Old man weather's not sure what I'm doing.
I'm gonna be like the guy on the Progressive commercials, or whatever, with calling his buddies. Hey, you're not even in Florida, or whatever it was. He's just talking.
I love that in 2024, ad campaigns can't just be ad campaigns anymore. Now
Right.
they have to be so multi-layered
Yeah.
that you're turning into your parents' doctor from the Progressive commercials just did a quick 3-wing sample on Hot Ones.
Because you showed it
I
to
sent
me.
that clip to you, yeah.
And for a hot minute, like, is this guy really is that his job? Like, does he do this for a living?
No, you could tell it was a put on for specifically for Progressive.
But in this day and age, I feel like there are people dumb enough to actually pay this guy to do these.
This is the thing. I'm pretty sure they were still eating the very hot wing.
Oh, he was
so
eating the
those were
wings.
all real reactions. That's
Sure.
what made it feel so visceral.
Now I feel like I need to
Googleize the guy and see where his background is.
Right.
Is he a comedian by trade?
I'm
or
sure
what is
he's probably a character actor. He's probably popped up in
Or
several.
is he someone's dad that just was in the right place at the right time? What happened?
He's probably like in the bullpen background of like Wolf of Wall Street or something like that.
Yeah, I'm very curious now.
It's
But,
always it's crazy how like you'll see an actor get to know somebody and then like you watch something that you've seen 1,000 times and all of a sudden you're like, that's the guy.
Yeah. Well, it's like Flo.
Yeah.
She's a stand-up comedian.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She did comedy, and now I don't know if she still does it. She
was on Friends.
Yeah, she had like gigs outside of it, and then since the last 15 or however long she's been doing Flo,
she's just Flo.
She's just Flo now.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's her living. I guess she.
The Neil Flynn is the janitor on the show Scrubs.
Yeah.
And you forget that he was a pretty legit actor before that. Up to and including, and they even make this as a reference in the show, he was the guy chasing the fugitive in The Fugitive.
Okay.
And
the TV show.
In the movie.
Yeah. The Harrison Ford movie?
Yeah. The Harrison Ford movie.
That was Tommy
Kimball!
Lee Jones.
Yeah, the guy chasing Kimball. Like,
it was Tommy Lee Jones.
Well, he was so he's in the movie though.
Was he one of those posse in
Oh,
there?
like one of the guys. Yeah,
he had like 4 or 5 as deputies.
Because JD, the character in Scrubs, goes. He's watching The Fugitive or some. I can't remember if it's Fugitive or something else. But he pops up and he's like, "Is that you?" And then at the end he goes, "Kimball." But I was watching a YouTube breakdown of the movie Rookie of the Year the other day, which was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid.
It's a fun movie.
Starring the great Gary Busey.
And Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern, I would argue, at the height of his career, because that was right around when Wonder Years was big. Home Alone.
Wasn't like
the mom was somebody famous, I think. I can't remember exactly. Mary Steenburgen? No, maybe that's not it.
No, but wasn't like Sidney Poitier the coach or something?
Roland Gardner. I don't think it was Sidney Poitier.
But it was someone kind of that level.
Yeah, it was.
Someone of that level or someone like that.
I have to look it up, but yeah.
Established.
But the point is, Neil Flynn was one of the baseball players in the like on the team. He's like the one with the most interaction with Henry, with the main character Henry. Roland Gardner.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds? No, that's not it. That's not it. I'd have to really dig in and look, but
I can't remember.
But yeah, no, it's a great cast.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's you see that and you're like, it's the janitor.
Yeah.
You know, just pops up and stuff from like 20, 30 years ago, and
right.
Like, oh, he was a character actor for decades before he finally found that one role.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know?
Exactly. Well, and you know what? One could argue. Now his name just went right out of my head. Breaking Bad, dude.
Bryan Cranston. Yeah.
I mean, he was a character actor for 15, 20 years before he kind of became a household name.
Before Malcolm in the Middle sort of broke him big.
I mean, speaking of Friends, he was the head of bit role in Friends, King of Queens, various bit parts in movies.
Right.
Yeah, he shows up all the time.
Or
in things.
Another one that's kind of like that. I was watching, there was a show that was on the last...
Pedro Pascal.
Oh, Pedro Pascal.
He's been a character actor for 20 years before Mando and all this other stuff blew him up.
Oh my gosh.
Last of Us.
There was a show that was on for a few seasons, and it was like talking about how they hired a team of writers and then decided they wanted the whole thing to be improv. So they fired the team of writers, one of whom being Vince Gilligan. The guy who created Breaking Bad.
That turned out well for him.
Yeah, you just see him like pop up in these little like vignettes. You're like, that's Vince Gilligan.
Yeah.
The Neil Flynn? Yeah, but that was after Scrubs.
Post Scrubs.
Yeah, that was post Scrubs. I'm talking about pre Scrubs. PS, not PS. Which, by the way, they're bringing back.
Scrubs?
Yeah.
Really?
They're rebooting it.
I always wondered because those two have been like doing a lot of things together lately. So I just feel like it was setting the table.
I think they were waiting for what's his name? The guy that does Shrinking. Bill,
yes.
Bill. Yeah, the director of Shrinking, also the director of Scrubs, or the showrunner of Scrubs.
By the way, season 2 of Shrinking's about to come out. If it's not out, it's just this month, sometime this month. Yeah.
Harrison Ford has been weirdly busy lately.
Yeah.
Like he's been doing that. He's back in like mainlining in movies.
Yeah, he's
I guess he's supposed to be in the new. I guess
got a lot of bills.
Comes out next year. The new Red Hulk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he in it?
Yeah, he's. I guess supposedly the president or something.
Is he Red Hulk?
Not the new Red Hulk. I'm sorry. It's the rebooted Captain America.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's Admiral America.
He's Admiral. Yeah.
or General America. I'm not sure if he's Navy or Army. I think he's Army, so it'd be General America.
PFC America.
As opposed to General Motors.
He's actually the bad guy in that movie.
General America. Come on down to the lot. I got.
And then the post-credit scene, General Electric, just looking down from the mountain.
No. Then General Mills shows up. All the generals.
Captain Crunch is leading a side brigade.
That's right. That's right. So
now we've turned it into the movie Food Fight, which, if you ever dove into that, the lore of that movie,
yeah,
it was a $15 million CGI movie that turned it into an absolute, like it's horrifying to even look at. It's like this weird,
that happens,
unfinished animation.
Well, and that's the beauty. The beauty and the curse that is art sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people get together and something thinks it's funny, and it really is funny in that moment. When you flesh it out and try to bring it to mass appeal, it doesn't always translate.
Right.
Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes something you're like, that was stupid. Next thing you know, it's
funny. If you look at the same idea pretty much, just told in different styles,
yeah,
you have either Food Fight, which ended up in being a horrific boondoggle flop,
yeah,
or you have Sausage Party,
right,
which was so good it spawned a series spinoff.
Yes.
I mean, that's saying something.
It's all semantics.
Yeah.
It's absolutely.
What do you do with your buns and wieners? That's what it really comes down to.
Well, look at it in box office numbers. Tombstone and Wyatt Earp roughly came out about the same time. Wyatt Earp said, "I'm going to tell you everything." Tombstone said, "Nah, just give you the explosion."
It's so,
and Tombstone won the day.
It's so weird, and I know there's probably not a coincidence, but it's so weird how those movies come out around the same time, like Volcano and Dante's Inferno, almost exactly the same time. Same thing with like
Armageddon and Deep Impact.
Deep Impact, yeah. Yep. I was trying to think. Event Horizon came out around that time too. I mean, it's like the same basic movie, just different studios.
Yeah, there was a hot minute there that like the studios were putting out similar, kind of, yeah.
That means it's all one dude in a room writing it out, and people are like,
"Do you have a volcano movie this year?" Oh, that's like ours, but ours has a yes.
Well, in one instance, that's actually intentional. So Disney and Pixar made the movie A Bug's Life.
Yes.
Jeffrey Katzenberg was part of Disney when that whole movie went down.
Okay.
Katzenberg subsequently left Disney and formed DreamWorks, SKG. The K in SKG stands for Katzenberg. Spielberg and Geffen are the other two for reference sake. They made a movie called Ants.
I remember that.
That's
Seinfeld, right?
No, it's Woody Allen.
Okay, was Bees Seinfeld?
Yeah, B movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get my bugs confused.
So basically, they're like, well, we know that Disney or Pixar is doing this Bugs Life movie. Let's put this Ants movie to kind of undercut them. So it was actually an intentional, we released this very simple, so the people would confuse them.
Yeah.
They tried to Crystal Pepsi A Bug's Life.
Or it's like that Eddie Murphy movie where he's Thomas Jefferson Johnson and he's running for Congress. Remember that movie? Where the old guys, the guy that was the congressman was Thomas Johnson or something.
Okay.
And he died in office. And so Eddie Murphy's name is like Thomas Jefferson Johnson. So he just glommed in on his name and everyone realized, that's not him. It's the whole thing.
The Distinguished Gentleman. I actually never saw that.
That's a kind of oddly funny movie. I like that's of Eddie Murphy movies that weren't the greatest. That's one of the better, not the greatest movies.
Well, and again, that was kind of like towards the end of his big heyday.
Yeah, that was entertaining. I would put it right up there with when Chris Rock was president movie and it's right the same ball. Sinbad or one of them.
And again, a bunch of those that came out right around the same time. Weird. It's like
Sinbad was president. They're all.
There's one dude in Sweden writing all the scripts.
Various random comedians are now president. All right, we should get the hour going. We're going to play our interview we had back on October 4th with Geneva Martinez from Many Hands and Dan Jennings from 100% Chaves County, talking about some of the great work they had going on working with homeless here and some other programs as well, too. So we're going to play that interview in just a bit, but Foist, your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm for the next couple of days, but we do have a big cool down on the way by midweek. We're in the upper 80s for the afternoon high today. We should get lots of sunshine. It'll be clear for the overnight hours, down to about 50, upper 80s to about 90 for the high on Tuesday, and it stays sunny. Clear for Tuesday night, then we have a cold front dropping in on Wednesday. It'll stay sunny, highs in the 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 57 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 60% with winds out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Sunny and 87 today with winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear tonight. Expect an overnight low of 49 degrees. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, probably our warm day of the week. Sunny, 90 for a high tomorrow. Winds will be out of the northwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday night, I don't know if we're getting a cold front coming in or something, but it says mostly clear with an overnight low of 46, and winds are out of the northwest 10 to 15, so a little breezy, but bringing in much cooler temperatures for Wednesday. Sunny, 71 for a high. We're going from 90 to 7. That's almost a 20-degree drop. Northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour, so some kind of front's coming through. And then Thursday, 75 or 76, partly cloudy, and then rain chances enter the forecast. Thursday night, we're looking at a 20% chance of rain. Friday, going to be breezy, high is 79 with a 20% chance of rain. 40% chance of rain and breezy Friday night. Saturday, going to be 74 with a 50% chance of rain. Sunday, a high of 72 with a 50% chance of rain as well. So we'll see. Hopefully, we need the moisture. Hopefully, it doesn't mess up people's weekend. All right, 8:19, we're going to take a 2.5-minute break. Then we're going to play our interview with Geneva Martinez and Dan Jennings. That's on the other side. Don't go away.
Son, get in the car.
No, Dad, not your car. It smells horrid, and it looks awful. I'm scared, Dad. I'm really scared.
Is your old car really scary? The all-new Roswell Ford will take your scary old tray, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. So you can drive a new Ford or quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for a lot less. For a limited time, get up to $6,000 in bonus cash on new Ford trucks and SUVs, or get 0% APR. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Roswell Ford has partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford with new management and a whole new attitude. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 36 months and $27.78 per thousand financed on select models. Subject to lender approval through Ford Credit. Offers not
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
At Artesia General Hospital, we know it's early, but schedule your mammogram today and save. Call 855-RAD-EXAM and save 10% off mammograms scheduled through October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And get a refreshing drink discount from Kith & Kin in Artesia or Blue House in Carlsbad. We use leading-edge, FDA-approved Genius 3D mammography technology to deliver more accurate results faster and with more comfort. Women over 40 do not need a referral for yearly screenings. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
You love your car? Yes. Well, Roswell Hyundai wants to help you keep your current car with a lower payment. Introducing Refi with Hyundai. Roswell Hyundai wants to help you refinance your current vehicle with rebates and discounts to lower your payment. If you're ready to upgrade, Roswell Hyundai has a fresh inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles with special financing available regardless of your credit with I-10 accepted. Don't forget, all new Hyundais come with a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty and 3 years of free oil changes. So, what makes Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico? You do. Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
You can't hunt camels in Arizona, but you can buy them. They go for about $10 a pack. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning,
Geneva Martinez back with us from Many Hands here in Roswell. Also, Dan Jennings as well with 100% Chaves County. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a lot to say. I got to do it all in one breath.
Yes.
So. But,
you did good.
Of course, for folks not familiar, there's a lot of it's all kind of focused on one thing, helping folks meet needs. That's kind of, but it's a lot of different umbrellas and offshoots here, because, obviously with 100% Chaves County, you're doing all kinds of stuff with getting people connected to healthcare stuff, to government aid, whatever, whatever those kinds of things. Many Hands, Roswell, they work directly with homeless. They a lot of their stuff, of course, with the warming center stuff, that's all under the Many Hands umbrella. But in reality, this is all one big kind of batch of people trying to just, turn over every rock and leaf and see what we can do to find some help for people around our community here. And at the end of the day, that's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah. And I'm also the housing sector, so 100% really hits on 10 different sectors in the community.
It's like Dan's just as much involved with Many Hands as much as Geneva's involved with 100% Chaves County.
Right. And it does take different partnerships with common goals to come together.
Yes.
And that includes also getting the city on board,
Absolutely.
talking to not just nonprofits, but for-profits, and how does the community work together for a common goal?
Absolutely.
And really, the common goal I've always had is more housing.
Absolutely.
And that looks different if we talk about housing as a continuum. If we have a long line of it, we do need the warming centers.
Mm-hmm.
That's emergency sheltering. We have the Roswell Homeless Coalition that is like more long-term sheltering with programming. Also looking at what is independent transitional type of, what does that mean?
Absolutely.
And that's like that rapid rehousing that Alianza has that helps people get into housing, and then so on and so on. We need the workforce housing to grow.
Sure. Well, and let's face it, a lot of the folks you're dealing with to try to help, a lot of it's transitional stuff. So it's like first things, especially if we're dealing with people that are homeless, unhoused, we're like, first thing we do, we got to get you an address. We got to get you someplace where people can send you things, get you where you can receive and get correspondence.
And have a place for your clothes.
Yes.
And you can
And so that's kind of, so there's a phase there where that, but then, okay, now we got some of that. How do we start getting you to a point where you're independently doing these things for yourself? And so that's about some of the stuff we're talking about. That's where we're going to the next levels here with, okay, now we got this great program with these homes where you can live in here for X amount of months to get your established, to build a nest egg for yourself, to get to transition to being back to everything you're doing on your own. But at the same time, they're also learning this stuff, how to balance a budget, how to make sure you can pay your bills at the end of the month. What happens when the refrigerator breaks? That's it's all part of these transitional steps going from to wherever they went to getting back to where they're like living and doing and like what we all want for ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of, if you think of it and that's the way it's going and building in that process, it kind of makes sense on how you guys do things and in the way in which you do them. If that makes sense, everything
Absolutely.
I just said there.
Yes. So with that, I guess we could talk about SOAR first, and then the rehab to rental program.
Sure. I'll let you drive here. I'll just sit back and tell you.
I think I'll give the back history on how the conversation of SOAR came about.
Okay.
And then I'll hand it over to Dan so he can talk more about the programming.
Perfect. Okay.
And like the process of it all. I had several conversations with different people that stemmed after I went to University High School and met with all of their seniors. I did a quick survey with them, and through that survey, we identified that around 60 to 70% of the students were really concerned about after graduation that they cannot find housing, to where the point where they wanted to leave Roswell. So we're not retaining our students to stay here. What is incentivizing them? And then also food insecurity. So that conversation was happening, but a whole nother conversation was happening with Andrea, who is a social worker out at Job Corps.
Okay.
And she was looking for housing for the students that are exiting. So she had several students that had jobs and were working, but there was no housing here.
Gotcha.
And that kind of stems back from the rehab to rentals that I was already working on, where we are looking at homes that are not in the best shape, that need some love and care.
Yeah, that's a win-win for everybody,
Right,
because the neighbors love this, the owner of the home loves this, and at the same time we're helping a person or family get back to on their feet again. Here, it's a beautiful. I mean, what negative is to that? It's an amazing project. So I don't know why we can't. That should be. I don't know why that's not singing from the mountaintops, and there's not cities and municipalities trying to fund that. Because there's a win-win for everybody.
I don't think anybody looked at it this way before, because that's what we found with the state. and fortunately, we have some great news about that program. So it just doesn't help the person getting the housing. It also helps the property owner that has this house that's boarded up or needs some tender love and care.
That probably is lacking the finances, because they don't want it looking like that either. But life happens, and they got their family to feed and priorities, and that's low on the priority list here.
Yeah, we found that most of these houses are privately owned, but the people just can't access the funds.
Absolutely.
Or exactly.
There's 100 reasons why that's like that, and not all of them are nefarious.
And then the second part of it is finding local contractors or handymen that can do the work. So and using local supplies.
Which,
so
we're feeding the workforce, creating jobs.
Yep. And then in the tail end, we do have, programming like HUD and Alianza that can step in to help people get into these homes.
Not to mention raising the property values of these particular places, or once looked at as dilapidated eyesores, are now an enhancement to the neighborhood. Which, guess what? Now your neighbor's house is worth a little bit more.
Right. And there's a big talk about what neighborhood stabilization looks like. And that's a big talk of 2020 and so on. To have a healthy community, we have to have healthy neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
And if we have neighborhoods that have 1 to 2, 3 to 4 houses that are boarded up, if the neighborhood isn't stable.
Sure. Well, let me ask you a question. You go to a restaurant, and it's got flies and everything's looking. Are you expecting a gourmet meal to come out of that kitchen?
Right.
No.
That's the point. If the neighborhood are you expecting? Exactly. You're a product of your environment, and you're absolutely correct. And that's so. Yeah, it makes sense. It's just when you think about it in a way, it's like, if you want to fix things, let's break it down and see what the issues are. And at the end of the day, these are the issues.
Yeah.
How do we? All right, let's one at a time check them off. How do we do this? And guess what? We're not going to fix it overnight, but a bunch of this definitely puts us in a direction better than I would guarantee you, if we follow this and you look and take a 5-year period, I know for a fact this town will be healthier, financially better, and just a better place to live in 5 years. It just would. It's just, and you could take, we got a lot of other things going on with Reno air races and all. Take all of that out of the equation and just do this. I guarantee there would be an improvement in this community. Property values, crime rates, all these numbers that we're bad at will change. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we ended up, I went up to Santa Fe in January and spoke with MFA, and they talked about this new innovation project that they had going on, and they were looking for people that are looking at affordable housing that hasn't been looked at in any other way.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so when I explained,
thinking outside the box.
Right, yes. Yeah. And so I explained that, it took going all the way back to pulling our housing plan from the city and looking at what our city had planned, and then finding some, alarming statistics about 70% of our homes have been built from 1920 to 1980. So we talk about water and infrastructure aging out. Our homes are aging out.
Need some updating, but in terms of bones, those houses are
very good.
Got some good bones.
Yeah.
You ever seen a house from the 20s? Those things will last.
Right. Exactly.
But they definitely probably need some TLC.
Exactly.
So I presented our project that we did with Many Hands. It was a pilot project. It was a concept. Mm-hmm. Really, my goal was to talk to the municipalities and say, hey, let's work together to identify these houses, and maybe they could go after some of this funding. Mm-hmm. But in the long end, MFA came back and said, we have a grant for $500,000. We would like for you to apply for it. So I got with Dan, and we got it written out. submitted it through 100% and received $500,000. Well, we have been awarded it. We are still looking for houses, for one. So if there's any property owners that are listening that have some property that they want to get up as rentals, come talk to us.
Sure. It's like if you got stuff that may qualify for this, it's like, hey, maybe we can meet an agreement to make everybody happy.
Exactly.
Yes. And we're also looking for the workers, right? We're looking for the contractors and those that the handyman.
And which guys like Job Corps, because that's one of the things. There's probably students that graduate right out of the program can get into these
work with contractors and
these businesses and everything else. Yeah, it really is this. It's creating an ecosystem where it can self-sustain and do its own thing once you invest the time, money, and effort into creating it.
Right. Yeah. We identified the problem. We know that we need more housing.
Yes.
And from affordability, from emergency housing to all the way of new constructions, we need developers to come in and create more apartment complexes, more neighborhoods. But in the meantime, we can look at what is the quickest way to affordable housing, and that's rehabbing houses that are already here.
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of like we're trying to combat long term, but at the same time, we gotta put the Band-Aids to triage what we can triage right now.
And there's solutions for everything.
Sure.
And the nice thing about it is this is only one solution. There are plenty more that still have to be done. But in this case, we wanted to look at what is the solution that there's funding available for that we can write towards.
If you're a person that's homeless right now, it's like, that's wonderful, but how can you help me today?
Exactly.
And that's what you're kind of addressing. We're trying to address both issues at the same time here.
We try to address any.
And, I've been in and out of here, this radio show for years and years. But I could say these last 24 months, there's been more movement.
Awesome.
And that it's because people come together.
It's also an election year. But yeah.
Well, what's great is that it's everybody at the table because it doesn't affect just one party, right? This is something that we keep over and over saying we got to get to 50,000, right? We have to have the housing to get to 50,000.
Sure. And this is kind of, and I hate getting political, but you cannot not do that in this circle here. And this is where I hate this whole party politics type thing. And I get it, the need, and sure, we can get in the national level and we can beat this up all day. But when you're here in your neighborhoods, in your county, in your cities, in your towns and things like that, it's not D or R, it's your neighborhood. What's best for the community? How does everybody live and coexist and be happy here? And what things do we need to do to support that and keep people that want to stay here? And what things do we need to do that? That has nothing to do with D or R because every one of these folks here, whether they're D's or R's, they want to be happy. They want their family to have an opportunity, a place where they can raise their families, a place where they can find entertainment, where they can find things that bring their quality of life together. Everybody wants that. Now we can all decide, no, I want this or this restaurant or this racquetball court, whatever that is, but we all can agree on that's what we want. And if we can all agree to create and put that efforts in there, regardless of what Big D or Big R is saying, let's do that. And that's really, and this is, to be honest, this is why I like having, when I have Jocelyn, my when she's not video producing, I have her in her Food Not Bombs. This is what, and then in yourselves, this is, all of this stuff we're talking about, everything you guys are doing, and this is what I want the audience to know, is you guys are just people doing this. You're not working for government entity X that's your job to do this thing. Right. You and your people that are partner with are really just concerned citizens that, you have your day jobs, you got jobs to feed your family and do your thing, and then your passion is this. And this is the part in Geneva, this is where I think you guys are amazing on this stuff, is when you talked about that grant there. I was like, citizens, people, average person is not doing those kind of things. That's the kind of stuff you're hoping your city councilors, your elected officials are turning those rocks. Because quite frankly, most of us don't know that stuff unless you're in the picture. You just make it a point that you're in the picture.
I know. When I would have to show up to meetings, I'm like, I'm not with anybody. But just
and so that's the point. I was like, if you want a better community, if you're waiting on city council, if you're waiting on a county commission, you're going to wait forever.
Right.
This is how it gets done.
Community
people like
action
yourselves, people getting involved. going to our officials and saying, hey, why isn't this getting done? Or, hey, I found out about it. Why didn't you guys find out?
Well, and the greatest thing is not coming up with the problems, because I think we know what the problems are.
But come up with a solution. Yeah, it's easy to complain, but come and say, yeah, we got a problem. Here's some resources I found. What can we do? Can we partner together? And that's how you do it. That's what exactly you guys are doing. And that's how we make this community better. So this is why I'm saying these things we're talking about, 100% Chaves County, Food Not Bombs, the many hands and
the SOAR program,
Homeless Coalition, these things that we've got put together. You and we, the public, have to get involved in this, because this is how this is changing. All the stuff we're talking about is an amazing stuff. But you know how it's going to happen? Everybody gets off their keister and does something about it. Do it your little part. Yep. Maybe you're a landowner or a property owner that you know what? Can I get a hold of those? Who's those people on the radio this morning? I need to talk to them. I got a house that needs some work. Maybe let's start. This is how it happens. It's one house, and this is where we're at now. It started with one guy in one house and called a phone call, and here we go. Yep. You know, this is really what's going on here. So
yeah, and really, in all of these programs can all be linked to 100% Chaves County, and so just going to that one website, you'll be able to find these different programs on that main page, and just click on it, and it will take you to the SOAR program that we're about to talk about. It'll take you to the rehab to rental. So if you're a property owner or somebody that wants to be involved with the culture, and it's not, we're not saying this is come help us donate your time and labor. No, these workers are getting paid.
We have money.
Sure.
Yeah. So
this is yeah. I mean, it's charity, but charity to live, to survive. Yeah. We're creating. So yes, people, and this is what I'm saying. It's a community effort. Yep. Everybody benefits here. This is not. Yes, we're helping homeless, but to help everybody.
Right.
Not to help just the homeless, to help everybody.
Right.
And that's the point here.
And the one thing that we really did find, like Geneva mentioned, was that there's this whole population of like 18 to 24-year-olds that are extremely vulnerable at this, that are graduating from university,
and to be honest,
graduating from job
one decision away from being
absolutely
in the system.
They're being exited from being in foster care, and so now it's like, great, you're on your own now, and that's not right. So that's why Geneva and her team came up with the SOAR program.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
segue.
again,
that
back
was called
to
a segue. Good job.
Back to Andrea, her vision for SOAR is actually more of a long term, which we still are looking like.
Exactly.
That's still a goal, right?
Again, part of what we were talking about earlier, we're trying to fix the immediate and for the next 20 years.
Mm-hmm. And so her goal and vision was of like a youth build where it's kind of like Habitat for Humanity, but it's with this population of youth.
Okay.
And so they build their own community.
Okay.
But in the quickest way of like, oh, but we have the problem now, right? So what does that look like?
Sure, that's the end game or down the road thing, but what do we do to fix that?
Right.
In the meantime? Yeah.
So I talked to several property management companies and private landlords, and I asked them, so would you rent to like 3 or 4 18 to 24-year-olds? They're all, no, absolutely not. Like, this is, are you kidding me? This would be to handle those type of conflicts.
Sure, let me give me keys to my house too and have a party.
But one of the property managers said, but I would rent to you, like as an agency or a nonprofit.
You kind of be the responsible part, kind of co-signing on the rental here.
Right. Well, yeah. So then that's when the wheels started turning of how can we create a program but not recreate the wheel.
Sure.
So I'm going to pass it over to Dan to kind of explain like how we're partnering with community organizations already that are doing the work. This is going to take, again, a whole community to see this through.
Sure. And so what we did was over the last about year, there has been this great youth advisory board that started to meet in the southern half of New Mexico. We recruited several young adults with lived experience of being homeless to be part of that so that they could start sharing their experiences, their obstacles, their successes. And when that started to take place, there's this HUD grant that started to form, and they created a community plan for the southern half of New Mexico saying, these are the projects that we want to see, and we want to see HUD fund these types of programs. And so here in Chaves County, since there wasn't any program that was coming into that being, working with Geneva and the SOAR team that she's got together, was like, let's apply
I was like,
for those
we'll
funds.
create one.
Yes, exactly. So we can work on leasing units. We can work on leasing apartments.
Sure.
We can employ young adults that have lived experience to be our empowerment advocates. They're the ones that can be the leaders to help those other 18 to 24-year-olds build their independent skills living. And then the nice thing about it is the other part of the funding is support services. So the monies that we can receive from HUD now, which we just signed the grant agreement, is to then start providing those longer term, like if they need rental assistance, if they need utility assistance, if they need transportation assistance, food, any of those kind of things, even issues, if they have any like legal issues that they need to take care of, we have funding to help them with that.
Nice.
So the idea is to start clearing out as many of the obstacles as possible, connecting them up with other young adults that have been successful and have already gone through these things, and setting them up for long-term success.
And that's you know, that's kind of one of those problems we're having here. Desire is not the problem. You know, that's, you know, they you know, people, these young people want what everybody wants. That's what you want here. But you're right. It's like, well, dang, and anybody that's dealt with a government entity, I don't care what it is and what it's about, there is never just walk in a door and walk out with widget and say, thank you, have a nice day. It's a gauntlet of go to this and fill out this form and this and duplicate and da-da. And quite frankly, it's by design. They want to see how hard up you are for this funding, and if you're not willing to, it's no different than disability in any other government program. You tell me somebody that got their disability the first time they applied, then you just found a unicorn. But it just doesn't happen, and it's no different in this world here. And so by default, you're getting kids that really have a desire, but they don't. No one's told them. They don't know. You don't know what.
No, you don't walk into this world knowing how to do these things. And there are great organizations that are here. Workforce Solutions can handle a lot of things when it comes to employment and education. We've got the TRIO program at Eastern Roswell. We have Casa Kids programs that are working with Family Resource Center. So like Geneva said, it's really just all of those groups that have come together with us in 100% to say, we can provide services.
Absolutely.
We can help provide those linkages for those young adults.
And so that's what the great part about it here is, like, hey, we can do it. And I'm guessing because you guys are creating this program, that gives you a little bit of freedom as well. Because, you know, again, when you tie to state, there's caveats, there's strings.
Oh, let me tell you.
We can't help it in this way and that way. Whereas if you're doing it without that, then you can get into the meat of the matter and say, I can really help you. I don't have to because you don't check these boxes.
Yeah, and we've been doing quite a bit of negotiation with mortgage finance, with the HUD programs and things like that to try to make sure that this is a demonstration project to ensure that we have a little bit of flexibility. And then Geneva and her team have been doing a lot of fundraising on that side for that reason.
Gotcha.
Yes, exactly for that reason. So the funding that Dan is talking about still won't hit our 100% for quite some time, for probably another couple months.
Red tape.
Sure.
Red tape.
Yeah, it's all by design, folks.
Yes, it is.
It's there, yes.
But in the meantime, we still have people waiting for services, and now we have this house. And we're very excited about this house. It's a 4-bedroom house, 2-bathroom. There is key codes on each of the doors.
I've seen pictures. It's a beautiful home.
Yes.
I'm a little jelly. I'm like, I'd move right in. That's a nice house.
Beautiful job.
So the 4 individuals that will be staying there will have a sense of security because their own room has its own keypad and lock.
It's kind of the impression I get. It's almost going to be like college dorm life a little bit for them. You know, these are younger people. You know, this is where
ideal.
A guy in their 50s probably is not down with that, but these are young people. They're communal livers. This is how you live.
And it's independent living where
they got their own private space, but they share bathrooms and kitchens and things like that.
And we don't want to make them feel so much like it's programmed, right? They independent living, 18 to 24. They want to have their own time. Also, we don't keep them so busy that they burn out.
Sure.
But there are, there's house rules. We talked about maybe our advisory board and our board members to maybe pick a day and then maybe have a project, whoever's in the house, maybe cooking a meal together, doing some yard work in the yard.
Giving them life skills.
And how to fix that refrigerator.
Yeah, the life skills, the things that, I guess nowadays we all just
how to change
get
a tire.
an app on it, like call that app to fix that bad boy. But sometimes you don't need to do that.
YouTube University.
And I get it. I'm lazy and I'm not that, and I do it myself.
And each client will have different goals. So if they're coming from a program of like Job Corps where they have a job, looks different from the 18-year-old that just timed out of foster care,
absolutely,
and has still no family but needs somewhere to go. Their goals are going to look a little bit different.
Sure.
So,
but then again, this is where you're building better humans, because 3 different people, 3 different walks of life.
Right.
And you ever watch Big Brother? They get friends. You learn. You grow as humans because you see other perspectives. You see other things.
And this is not a competition in that sense too.
And so again, we talk about the physical side, the physical needs, the physical solving those problems. But you're creating foundation here. You're creating human beings to allow them to give them tools, to give them everything they need to go do whatever their heart desires. And that's what we're building. So.
Yes, and so with that,
I know I get philosophical on you, but I'm the cheerleader. I'm trying to convince you to say this is good work.
We do. We
all
need it.
complain about all this stuff. This is how you fix it. If you're waiting for these people, you're gonna just get on Facebook and complain about it.
Right, right. And so while we're waiting for the government to hold their part with the funding, we have the house and we have clients waiting to get in. So we need to make this house a home with
rather quickly.
Yes. And so here we are with the dream, but we also need the community. We're bringing in the community organizations.
Right now.
We need the people now. Yes. Yeah. We have a target wish list.
Okay. It's general household items, things like that stuff. Things you need in your home is what they need for this home.
Anything from bath towels to forks and spoons to we
pots
still need
pans
2 beds.
What about like small appliances, coffee pots and microwaves or Keurigs or
all of those things to make a house a home.
Yeah, stuff you have. Yeah.
There is a video that's on Facebook showing the house. Basically, we got to fill that house.
Excellent. Yeah, I see. That's the video. So it's a beautiful.
Yeah,
home.
and actually, I was going to say, if you don't have Facebook, some people don't. You can always see this video at soar-nm.org.
Excellent.
So SOAR-nm.org.
And I invite you to go there anyway, because there you can learn more than see a video. You can see,
that's where the wish list is.
That's where all the information that you get involved in to find out more about it's right there. So.
And then for anybody listening that wants to be a founder of SOAR, we have different levels of sponsorship because we also need some of the cash flow to come in so we can start hiring our directors.
Any of our successful individuals in town want to do some philanthropic work? This is a great opportunity for you.
And businesses that want to have their name on this as well. It's showing their support for these young adults.
And if you want to see a better community, again, this is how we do it. We got to, and yes, we need our rich folks to pony up some cash to help out here, and we need those folks that maybe you can't do it that way, then boots on the ground. Maybe we're come in and help teaching a class or helping set up a home.
Be a good mentor, absolutely.
Or whatever, or just logistics, answering phones, updating websites. All of that stuff is useful to the cause.
Absolutely.
That's kind of what we're at. So whatever you can do, this is what we're saying. Get involved. This is and even if you don't have an opinion one way or another on homeless folks, I bet you have an opinion on wanting to live in a nice place, and this is how we do this. This is problems. Anytime you have 2 people in a room together, there's going to be problems. This just happens. How do we solve them? How do we
build this better world?
And this is what we do, and this is how we do it. So get involved. This SOAR program is if it's like a fire. If you throw the kindling and you keep working this thing, we're going to have an amazing bonfire here that can really grow and really make a dent in solving issues in this community.
Absolutely.
And this age group is usually overlooked, mostly because maybe they still have a family structure and they can live at home.
Sure. Well,
but when I did that survey, it was over 60% of students had experienced homelessness in some way of fashion of couch surfing or sleeping in a car.
And I don't know all numbers and things, but if you look at national averages, people that live in Roswell, generally most people are below what they consider poverty line numbers and all that stuff. We are
21%.
We're a community that, we got a great section of very affluent, rich folks. But the other side's very much the other way, and that middle class is a little off kilter here compared. Like if you look at those ratios and you look at the rest of the country, ours is not balanced that way. So,
right.
And so we have a much higher end on the below the poverty line.
And especially this population of 18 to 24-year-olds. Our youth board said that there's a lot of ageism out there that they're not even being looked at.
And so I get to the point, again, I'm getting philosophical, but I can go back now. You're going to wait for the next census to fill out your thing and wait for the next programs to be created that some elected official is going to tout to get elected, or we can get involved in this and get involved with 100% Chavez County, get involved with Many Hands, get involved with Food Not Bombs, get involved with these organizations that are literally just people that live next door to you saying, I want to live in a nice place. What can I do to do that?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you what these two, and I know there's other individuals too, they're turning over every rock. You're always, and that's the beauty of it is you're not doing it adversarially, because it's easy to go in there and start guns a-blazing with city and county community officials. It's fun to do, I get you, and it's a lot that makes you feel better, but that ain't solving anything either. And so you're in there coming and you're saying, yeah, we got a problem, but here, I did this. This is some options we can do. What is the city? What is the county? What is the state willing to do to get involved with these things? And that's how you tackle it. So that's why I invite what you guys do. I applaud, and I think it's amazing stuff. And,
thank you.
And I don't have many things I can do but if this platform and this, me cheerleading and supporting helps turn people to you guys, then I feel like that's how I can help. And so that's what I'm.
It's always huge. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's it. And folks, this is how you fix problems. You're frustrated at city council meetings. You're mad at your water bill. You're mad at all this and that. I'm telling you, we don't have to solve every problem every night, but you got to roll up your sleeves and know what's going on in your community, and you got to do your part to help, and even in little ways. Support canned food drives. I'm not saying you have to go out and move mountains.
Nope.
Do little things. Mm-hmm. And everybody does that, then guess what? We got an amazing community.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
And that's kind of what With Many Hands is about, is bringing the people together. We recognize the problem. How can we all come together to confront the problem? And then bringing together with many organizations, right? So
absolutely.
So the people.
The collective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And because what comes out of it is great ideas like this one. I mean, tell me a better idea than taking old dilapidated houses that people can't afford to find people that really can't afford to be in these houses. Let's fix up the houses. Oh, by the way, the people in the neighborhood are mad because that house looks in the toilet for the last 10 years that they're tired of looking at. I mean, everybody's happy.
Exactly. And
no person is mad.
And that's our dream, to be able to then continue this with SOAR together. So.
Yeah.
It's the, dare I say, the perfect equation here. Why not support and do whatever we can to make this happen? So anyway, thank you guys. One more time, give out websites, give out best ways to get a hold of you guys, whatever they can do to get a hold of you.
Absolutely. For more information on the SOAR program, that's SOAR-NM.org. And then for any more information about the Re-Up to Rental program, you can always go to 100ChavezCounty.com.
Very good. Anything else we want, Geneva, for Many Hands or... I know Facebook, you just type in Many Hands. Food Not Bombs is another one I invite you to check out and learn more. They're the ones that they'll go around to restaurants or people that say, hey, I got an event, I just have a bunch of food. They'll go to the skate park or they'll go to something, hey, we got food, come get food. I don't care where you are, where you're from, you need food, here's food.
Yeah, no questions asked. Yep. I love
They do more than that, but that's kind of what their kind of their temple thing.
That's exactly it.
So, but anyway, any other websites, anything for you guys that we want to point folks out to?
No,
I think those are the places.
Dan got them all. All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Mike.
And,
appreciate it.
Please come back often to keep us posted and updated, and what else we can do to let folks know how to get involved here. So, good deal.
Thank you,
guys.
Thank you.
All right. It is 8:59. I'm going to slip in a 30-second ad before news here. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News update. It's been very active the last few days in Chavez County, where state police are investigating a crash involving a Chavez County Sheriff's deputy and a semi-tractor trailer rig. State police reports indicate the crash happened as the deputy Thursday was responding to that police shooting in Roswell. The current condition of the deputy is not known. The crash happened at South Main Street and East Brasher Road. Meanwhile, Roswell police have released the name of the man who was shot by officers on Thursday as 41-year-old Jason Torres. The investigation remains ongoing, but police say Torres was armed with a rifle and fleeing on foot from a Chavez County Metro Narcotics Task Force agent. That's when he was shot near South Main and Roswell Relief Route. Initial reports indicated Torres had been pulled over near South Sunset and Brasher Road, but he fled that scene, which led to the pursuit. Public court documents show Torres was supposed to appear in court for driving on a suspended, revoked, or canceled license. He was also awaiting trial in 2 cases scheduled for next February involving aggravated fleeing, possession of stolen vehicles, criminal damage to property, and providing false evidence of title or registration. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
You there! What are these?
My glasses, Your Highness.
They're incredible. Who made these?
The eyesight in Roswell. Or was it Hobbs? Or maybe Carlsbad.
So well crafted and stylish. So the eyesight thinks they can challenge my throne with their quality eyewear.
Actually, Your Majesty, I got 2 pair and an eye exam. It was so easy. I did it during my lunch break, and they even took my insurance.
Lunch break? Who gave you a lunch break?
Human resources, Your Majesty.
Silence! I'll get you eyesight!
The Eyesight, now accepting new patients 5 and up in Roswell, Hobbs, and Carlsbad.
3 locations?
Clearly the best in sight.
The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can. I wonder if they got their hands stuck putting him in there. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up here in about 30 seconds or so. Stay tuned next hour, here about 9:15. Elliot Rodriguez with Lone Depot going to join us and brought his boys with him. Got the big grand opening of his new digs. So you can come see their big, I bet it's swaggy. Like they got like leather and a lot of animal print. But they're going to have their grand opening of their office here on Friday. So we're going to talk about that next hour. So stay tuned for that. News up next. Don't go away.
Hugh Hewitt is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. The United States will send an advanced missile defense system to Israel along with U.S. military personnel to operate it. The Pentagon says the system will help bolster Israel's air defenses following Iran's ballistic missile attacks this year. Israel says 4 of its soldiers were killed by a Hezbollah drone attack.
It's the deadliest Hezbollah strike since Israel launched its ground invasion of Lebanon nearly 2 weeks ago. The Lebanon-based Hezbollah earlier claimed responsibility and called the attack retaliation for Israeli strikes in Beirut on Thursday that had killed 22 people. Hezbollah and Israel have traded fire almost daily in the year since the war in Gaza began, and fighting has escalated. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Meanwhile, an Israeli airstrike on a hospital courtyard in the Gaza Strip today killed at least 4 people. Palestinian medics said the attack left more than 24 people with severe burns. With Election Day 3 weeks from tomorrow, the presidential contest remains too close to call. 2 new polls released yesterday show Kamala Harris losing ground in her slight nationwide edge over Donald Trump. The ABC and NBC News poll results are both within the margin of error. Other recent surveys show Harris's support lagging among Hispanic and black voters. President Biden surveyed hurricane devastation in Florida yesterday.
I spoke with first responders who've been working around the clock. I also met with small business owners here and homeowners who have taken a real beating these back-to-back storms. And they're heartbroken and exhausted, and their expenses are piling up.
Some 400,000 Florida residents still without power. Wall Street, the NASDAQ is up 113 points. More at townhall.com.
The Pope is dead.
From Focus
Everybody
Features
wants
comes the
cheap
electrifying new
airfare,
film,
but where do you find it?
Conclave.
You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't
find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
A Nevada man is facing charges after showing up to a Trump rally with loaded firearms.
The rally was Saturday night in Coachella in the Southern California desert. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco says the man, who claimed to be a journalist, was allowed to pass through an outside perimeter, but was stopped when a deputy on the inside perimeter noticed what Bianco calls irregularities.
He showed up with multiple passports with different names, an unregistered vehicle with fake license plate, and loaded firearms.
Bianco says the license plate was what law enforcement recognizes as a homemade plate similar to one used by sovereign citizens. I'm Donna Warder.
Oregon and Penn State each moved up a spot in the AP college football poll following big wins over the weekend. Texas remained number one, while Navy and Army are in the rankings together for the first time since 1960. More from townhall.com. There are rising tensions between South and North Korea.
North Korea has said its frontline army units are ready to launch strikes on South Korea. The announcement by the North has ramped up pressure on its rival that it said flew drones and dropped leaflets over its capital, Pyongyang. South Korea has refused to confirm whether it sent drones, but warned it would sternly punish North Korea if the safety of its citizens is threatened. North Korea has accused South Korea of launching drones to drop propaganda leaflets over Pyongyang 3 times this month and threatened to respond with force if it happened again. I'm Karen Shamas.
The Nobel Prize in Economics has been awarded to 3 researchers for their study on reasons why some countries succeed and others fail. Their work was described as helping understand why societies with a poor rule of law somehow do not generate growth or change for the better. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelers said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace and Veranos. Stop leaving us in suspense, Winners.
You rolled your eyeballs, therefore I made you wait longer. I paused on purpose. Welcome to hour number 3. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope all of you had a wonderful weekend and got a busy week, really. I mean, now we got football back in action as all the high schools were off on the bye week this past weekend, so firing back up into playoff time and all that, getting up soon here as we wrap up district play here in a couple of weeks. A couple things do want to put on your radar. I had mentioned this earlier this morning and then, of course, last week as well, but
The American Legion Post 61 family, along with support of the community here, they're right now collecting relief supplies and monetary donations for hurricane victims. What they're doing is they've got a truck and a trailer that's going to be leaving for North Carolina this Saturday, the 19th. And they're asking for folks to drop off stuff by the 18th, Friday. You can drop off items at Southwest Printers, which is at 110 North Pennsylvania, or at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. What they're doing is basically one of the Legionnaires from Post 61. This is all grassroots. He's kind of watching the news, get a little perturbed, like a lot of people when they see hurricane relief victims kind of just sitting there holding the bag, getting nothing. So he literally said, I'm going to do something about this. And he's got, he got his wife actually works for Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. And of course, they jumped right in. So Dale donated the trailer that they're going to be taking, hauling this stuff in. And they're also partnered up the other American Legion. What the plan is, they're trying to kind of get this to Caravan. And so we got some American Legion in New Mexico that's kind of support. Matter of fact, he's going to go to Alamogordo to pick up some stuff Friday and then come back here Saturday and then book it to Carolina. There's going to be the New Mexico chapter of the American Legion Riders are going to escort as part of this as well. And so they're hoping to pick up stuff along the way. So if you'd like to donate items, great. But if you want to even go above that and say, I got me a semi with the big flatbed and I can haul me, line her up, and we're going to North Carolina and let's get this caravan. You want to do that? Come on down. We'll love to have you do that. But if you want to learn more about that, you can reach out to Commander Stephen Lee at 575-268-0220, or you can go to the Legion's website here locally, roswelllegion.org. When you type that in, you're going to see 3 L's in the middle and think, that looks funny. You're doing it right then. That's how it's supposed to be. Because I do it every time. Those 3 L's? Yeah, 3 L's. 2 L's and the Legion. Yeah, it just looks weird. But it's right. So go there, and then you can learn more about it and get involved. But, this is literally just some people just trying to say, hey, we're going to, if you know veterans, we're a stubborn, ornery types of people. And in a good way and a bad way. This is one of those in a good ways. So if you can help out, that would be great here. So let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. Of course, we'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit, which is kind of nice, kind of weird, because it's going to be like 87 today, then like 90 tomorrow, then like 71 on Wednesday. And then like rain chances Friday and like good chances Friday and Saturday. So it's kind of a little roller coastery weather-wise here. So we'll get you updated with the weather here in just a bit. And then as I'd mentioned earlier, Elliot Rodriguez will join us not only for his monthly visit, but talking about a big grand opening ribbon cutting celebration of his new office, which has been years of sweat, tears, excitement. The highest of highs, the lowest of lows. He's seen fire, he's seen rain, seen sunny days, seen all kind of stuff. Anyway, through a lot of rigmarole, we finally got his office up and running here, and COVID and all that stuff. So we're gonna have a big little shindig on Friday. Welcome people, ribbon cutting, the classy part, the red coats will come out and do their thing. But of course, Elliot and his guys will be available to. Hey, you're nervous about homes, didn't think you can do it. It's a good chance to sit down and say, hey, let's just talk generally. What's the possibilities here? We can do all that. Or you can just come and eat up all his food too. That's another thing. But we're gonna talk with he's just looking at me like, no, don't eat up all the food. But we'll talk with Elliot, Casey, and Luis here in just a few, and kind of talk about what's going on, and then talk about what's going to be happening on Friday here too. And of course, as we normally do when Elliot comes on, he gives us sage advice when it comes to home ownership and buying homes and the things you should do and the things you should not do. So and the things that, even though you did that, we can still work around as well too. So we'll do all that here with Elliot this hour. There was something else I was going to mention. It just slipped right out of my head. Dang it. Oh, well. In case you didn't miss, it'll pop to me about 10:30 this morning. I'll be here doing something. Oh, I was going to talk about that's. Walking to my head. You should see me at like 10 o'clock at night when I go lay down. How much of those things I miss. But anyway, for all you pickleball players, no, that's not a euphemism. It's an actual sport. A few people are like, what's pickleball? Is he saying something dirty? No, pickleball. It's like tennis and ping pong had a kid. And there was pickleball. But anyway, having a great pickleball event. This is a fundraising event for Wings for Life. It's this Saturday at Cahoon Park. They're going to be having a big pickleball tournament. It will be they'll do warm-ups and sign-ups at 8 a.m. out at Cahoon Park. They'll start the tournament at 9. They will have refreshments. I think they're going to do lunch, and then they'll do the championship matches after lunch, and then awards after that. You'll be done. Like I said, it starts at 9. You'll be done probably around mid-afternoon, 3-ish, give or take. But all the money, its cost is a $50 donation to sign up, and you can sign up as a pair, or if you are looking to make friends, come by yourself, and they'll put you together. So maybe you're new to town, or maybe you're just lonely, and might make a friend, maybe a partner for life. Met him at pickleball in Cahoon Park. What a romantic story. Could start Saturday. Anyway, come on out and have some pickleball. If you have any questions or anything, you can contact Christina at 575-840-5731 or Lorena at 310-922-0717. And like I said, all the proceeds go to Wings for Life. If you're not familiar with that, I invite you to go to wingsforliferoswell.org. Check out their website. You can see all the great work they do here in our community. So then you might want to, pay more than $50 to donate once you see that. So, but that's coming up this Saturday here. All right, it is 14 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's take a gander at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm for the next couple of days, but we do have a big cool down on the way by midweek. We're in the upper 80s for the afternoon high today. We should get lots of sunshine. It'll be clear for the overnight hours down to about 50, upper 80s to about 90 for the high on Tuesday, and it stays sunny. Clear for Tuesday night, then we have a cold front dropping in on Wednesday. It'll stay sunny, highs in the 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 63 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 43%. Winds out of the north at 8 miles per hour. Like I said, that little roller coastery this week. 87 and sunny today. Winds are going to be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear tonight. You know what I like? I think it's the first time I've noticed overnight lows are in the 4s now. 49 for an overnight low tonight. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday.
And ask him, what would Jim Gill do?
Son, get in the car.
No, Dad, not your car. It smells horrid and it looks awful. I'm scared, Dad. I'm really scared.
Is your old car really scary? The all-new Roswell Ford will take your scary old trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. So you can drive a new Ford or quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for a lot less. For a limited time, get up to $6,000 in bonus cash on new Ford trucks and SUVs, or get 0% APR. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Roswell Ford has partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford with new management and a whole new attitude. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 36 months and $2,778 per thousand finance on select models. Subject to lender approval through Ford Credit. Offers not.
Are you looking for something fresh, or are you trying to find that confident smile you once had? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and I would like to invite you to our office to experience a new kind of dentistry. We have the most advanced technology and a highly trained team to provide you the best experience possible. Whether you're looking for a bright new smile or just want to make sure everything checks out for the best, call us today and set up your appointment for your next great experience.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 575-622-4455.
A dining set is the staple of family gatherings. It's where you spend holidays, where you help your kids with their homework. It's an entertainment setting for game nights or new recipes. Your dining room is a centerpiece of style and design. This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. Here at Glenn's, we bring quality to the modern dining room. Our selection is extensive with clean lines and subtle curves, from traditional to contemporary with wood or stone tops. Stylize your dining room at Glenn's on Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
It's one of the fall's best family fun events. Art in the Park returns to JC Park Friday and Saturday, October 18th and 19th. There's plenty of live entertainment and food trucks, along with lots of vendors displaying their arts and crafts. It's always a great event for all that attend. So set aside the date, October 18th and 19th, the 49th annual Art in the Park at JC Park in Artesia, and paid by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us now officially in studio here with Lone Depot, Ellie Rodriguez back with us, and 2 of your teammate, your members of your team here. I'm going to get it right this time. JC. Not Casey. I think I told someone like Casey, and then I said Casey because I'm an idiot. That's what I do. And Luis here as well. So good morning, fellas. How's everybody doing?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good morning, Roswell.
Excellent. So, of course, if you're not familiar, Elliot does pop in every month to give us really talk home ownership. But now Elliot is not the real estate agent. He's not the guy that's going to go house shopping with you and, ooh, I like that tile. Ooh, I don't like that tile. He's the guy that you see before you see that person, and you say, hey, I want to buy a home. What can I qualify for? I'm hoping to get a home around $200,000. What am I? And then Elliot looks at the numbers, does his thing, and says, yeah, you could do 200. You could do 300. Or you could say, 200 is going to stretch you. Maybe you can do 150. Or, you know what? You can't do 200 now, but let me talk to you, work with this, and come see me in 6 months. Then I can get you 200. That's what Elliot does.
That's what we
do.
In
a nutshell. And that's what you guys do too, right? Yeah. It's kind of like because I know Elliot's. He's the guy who signs the checks, I guess, at the end of the day. But you guys, that's what you guys do. You work with the clients, the customers, and really say, hey, what can we? This is their situation. I imagine you try to work, and then you run it up the chain. And Elliot's like, yeah, you know what? I know about a program. We can do this, and then you guys, find these dream homes. Your Santa L's.
Yeah, they do. They
Finding gifts for these.
They do 100% everything that I can do. Actually, somewhat I can say a little more because they're the new breed, if you may.
Sure. Well, and I imagine this is like because I imagine you guys have goals and aspirations to maybe run your own financial place someday, your own Lone Depot office, and do the industry. So you guys are kind of learning your chops and kind of live fire in the industry, growing and getting and learning and learning and eventually, with a guy like Elliot on your wing, finding the right ways to help people and the right, because not the need to tell these guys, but anytime you're in the loan industry, there is very reputable and very unreputable. That's very true. And you got to know, and the ones that are reputable.
And that's basically not an understatement. That's very true.
And so that's, you guys are learning to be the reputable, the ones, the good ones.
That's what's been exciting too, is like starting the whole process, learning what it takes to initially start buying a home to the end process where you're closing and all that stuff. It's been really exciting, and Elliot's really knowledgeable too. So we have ways we can reach out to people. We get everything done. We stay late in the office. We come in early. We work hard to make sure that we get the best deals for people out there too. So.
Well, and you guys have to work when people have free time. That's kind of
it's around their schedule essentially.
Yeah, your type, that portion of your industry, that service is like people aren't available usually at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday to talk, because they're at work.
That makes it difficult.
They can talk to you at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. And so that's
we're not afraid to go to their work, pick up paperwork. We're not afraid to drive around and make sure we get stuff done. Because I went out to the college a couple times to get some paperwork because they had access to a printer there, and I can help them walk through the steps that we need to make sure that they get the best deal, and that also we have everything that we need so we can close on time, so we can get their business established, and so we're all set to go.
That just kind of brings up a point. Like a lot of times you deal with your loan, especially if you're dealing with a company as big as Lone Depot, but sometimes when you get into these other companies, then you have to go through the gauntlet of the phones to get that piece of information. And quite frankly, it's confusing. I'm like, I don't know.
and you literally have the guy sitting next to you at the, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a lot less confusion when you're sitting not only in the room but at their place of business or at their place of whatever and handling that.
Yeah, and you don't have to reach out. You don't have to reach out to a call center to get to us. We give you our cell phone.
Yeah.
We say call us, text us anytime.
But that's kind of the beauty of Loan Depot, and we've talked about, because if you need all the perks that come with that, you know, when you're the muscle, you tend to get better deals and things. When it's like, that's, you know, why do you think cheaper prices at Walmart? Because they can buy 1 billion of it and then distribute it, so it's a lot cheaper. So Loan Depot's got that kind of muscle to be able to carry that in a room. But conversely, you don't have to go through the gauntlet of who, what, where, and press 1 for Espanol or press 2 to speak to for your account information.
I hear you.
Press
Big time.
You call Elliot or you go to the office. Now I got a brand new office. I encourage you to go check it out. That's the whole point of this. And literally get that question answered, or get that information done, or whatever. You can handle it face to face.
And now it's 3 of us, so it's just not one. So and that makes a big difference, because now my guys can go and take over, if you think about it.
Now I'm looking, I can see similarities in physical features. You're not pulling a Michael Keaton multiplicity move, are you? I know the technology may not be as good yet where we can make exactly look the same.
I love that movie, by the way. He still hasn't said, hey, what's going on? I want some pizza.
But to say, I know the technology can't make it exactly, but maybe we don't there. But I was like, maybe Elliot's shooting out more of him, because I know he's always trying to run.
I don't know. JC hasn't say, hey, Steve.
That one to get all the parts. There's a copy of the copy. So
you guys definitely had to see that movie. So.
Have you ever seen multiple? Oh, you guys are young.
I can't say what I have.
Oh, Michael, that's
a good movie.
One of Michael Keaton's most funniest movies. That's a good one. Where he basically he clones himself because he's too busy. And so now he wants to. He's a contractor, that's his trade, and so he's too busy. So he clones himself so he can relax and have his clone do the work. But then he decides that it's busy, so he clones another one, and that's like the one that attends to his wife's needs and all that stuff. But then
another one.
Yeah, but then the clones get mad because the clones are doing all the work and they can't have any free time. So they decide they want to clone. So they try to clone the clone. But you can't copy the clone, and that turned out a little.
Oh, it's crazy.
And that clone was.
So it's different versions of him.
Yeah.
It's funny as hell.
Yeah, it's like a neater version, a manlier version, and him, and then there's the special needs version.
And the one that like Steve.
He's got like pizza in his thing. You bring me a monkey. And it's all Michael Keaton in various ways, and then of course, you can think of the comedy because they're all married, to the same woman, and then she doesn't know that there's 4 of them, and so. You know where that goes, and so that's the
hilarity
from there. But anyway, so that was that whole reference that went right over your guys' head. So
we're caught up now. I see the premise. We're good. Elliot does mention that a lot too. He's like, I wish there was like 5 of me.
Yeah,
and it's like,
that's why it's so funny you mentioned that. Yeah, so maybe you did do it. You've been talking about that. I think you actually did it.
Cannot confirm or deny, but
that's right. But that's kind of the point. Now you kind of have roots here. Now that you officially have your office, you have like a roots here. You got a place. Now that doesn't mean he's not going to be out of that office as much as he's in it, because he's probably knocking on doors and visiting with clients and handling business and things like that, working deal. But now they have this office here. So this Friday, the 18th, they are having the ribbon cutting, the grand opening celebration of the new Loan Depot office here in Roswell. It's going to be in the Plaza West building, which is on 2nd Street there. My doctor used to be in there for a hot minute, Dr. Pignon, but he's now back over all the other doctors. But in that Plaza West building, you guys are in Suite 5, and that's 204 West 2nd if you need your
correct.
Drop it in your GPS job there. But it's the Plaza West building on 2nd.
Yeah, stop by and join us. We're going to be there.
Isn't like.
It's right next to the RPD.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, right there. Kind of. So it's almost downtown still. It's kind of
pretty close.
It's not farther down 2nd, like towards the Richland or anything. It's more closer to downtown.
Yeah, we're like a block away from 2nd Street. So.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like the It used to be like an Elks Lodge or something, and then it was a restaurant. It's like maybe a little bit.
But that's across the street.
Yeah, but I mean it's right in that ballpark. Is what I mean. That what was it?
Yeah,
Silver Spoon.
That's it.
Yeah,
Silver Spoon.
You remember that?
I think my dad worked on it.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there a few times before. There was a couple restaurants in there. But anyway, that's where the office is located. Don't get me sidetracked. But you can come out there. And, of course, that's like I said, you can come and meet. Is this the whole team, or do you have more of you somewhere?
This is my team.
Okay, I didn't know if you had some more. So let me ask you, how did you guys end up here? Like, are you guys from here? Or are you come here? And I
was born and raised here in Roswell, New Mexico. Okay. I spent some time in car sales and stuff like that too. And the reason I kind of reached out to Elliot and I was looking to try and get into like the financial aspect is that was my favorite part about the job over there. Was like the negotiations, sitting down, working numbers, and I've always been interested in working with money and stuff like that. So I figured this would be a good way to start. And it's still in the sales aspect. I can still help people out, and it's a little bit more rewarding to get somebody into a house. And
so you can have aspirations for anybody that knows, how car dealerships work. Usually, there's that guy. Usually, he's sitting behind that one desk, like in the lobby there. Yeah. He's the finance guy, and you'll notice all the salespeople come up to him with papers and various things, and he's the guy that makes the magic. And that's kind of like what you're doing now, except for instead of cars, we're talking about homes.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we do is we, instead of just telling the salesperson what to do, or say, in this instance, the real estate agent, we reach out to the people and we're like, okay, so this is where we're at. This is what we can do. But if there's like something that we can do to make a better deal, we want to get them the best deal so they save the most money on a home and they can get their best house that they're looking for. So,
JC, I got to ask, like prior to this industry, how knowledgeable you were in home buying? Like, were you were you a homeowner prior to this?
No, I wasn't.
Like, were you literally learning the home ownership ropes?
A little bit. I mean, I dabbled a little bit. Like, I was looking in some stuff. My girlfriend, she was looking to get a real estate license. Okay. One of my old bosses, he was in real estate a lot too. So I've dabbled a little bit.
So you kind of from the outside looking in, kind of.
Yeah, I'm definitely not knowledgeable, or I wasn't knowledgeable when I first.
Now he's learning.
Now I'm much better now. Trust me.
Now he's on. But that's kind of stuff I was kind of curious. Like, did you really? And that's my point too. Is most of us don't realize, like, they have a concept of what you guys know when it comes to this stuff.
Oh yeah.
The concepts. It's like, hey, but that's where the expert helps, and this is why I always talk to you guys, because for everything that's kind of boxes and loan here, for every one of those you fit into a box, we're going to get you a loan. There's more customized into it. So it's like, okay, but wait, we can't get you this angle. But guess what? You're a teacher or you're a firefighter. There's loans that way. Or, oh, by the way, you're a first-time home buyer. Great. And you're a veteran. Okay. Oh, wait, you're a teacher. Whatever. There's so many different caveats. I mean, I imagine there's either, oh, you're from this Native American tribe. Guess what? There's a thing that's programmed just for that. That's where you guys can find those kind of things. It's kind of like scholarships for college. They can find you money if you know where to look.
And that's where we excel too, because we go the extra mile to make sure that we're finding the best deal for you. So if there's a product that's out there, I mean, if we have to do research on it, if we have to spend some time looking for it, whether it's with our underwriters, whether it's our processors, if we have to go even higher up to like our bosses that are like on the corporate level and stuff like that, we make sure that if there's a deal that we can get for you to make it work, we'll go the extra mile to make sure that we get the deal for the people that are out there, because we want to work hard for them and we want them to have a good experience and also save the most money to be the most beneficial.
Kind of what Elliot says here, it's like, I'm not selling you this house, I'm hoping to sell you.
I guess I did got clown.
Yeah, let's say.
Jesus. Holy crap. I like that.
I think he's going to bring you what?
We were let me tell you something.
Do I sound trustworthy? That's the question.
I remember him coming to me at the grocery store. I'm like, Elliot, I want to talk to you.
I was like, I want to ask you about an application, but not a house application. Are you hiring? Yeah. That's how I kind of got started.
Then we started talking. Because we were going back.
That's how life happens, though, man.
Oh, no. Let me tell you something.
Get in that room and you're just there,
I've been saying it. I'm looking for people that really wants to strive and do this thing. Okay.
Yeah, if you got the desire, you'll put the knowledge in them.
And then he goes, I'm gonna go and take the class. I'm gonna do this stuff. And then he came back and told me, hey, I'm doing it. It's like I'm over here, like, wow, and like, good. And then we just did training in Albuquerque just last week, and the teacher he was the newest loan officer, so he was like, you're my favorite today. And he actually answered the questions without no problem. I was like, I'm so proud and everything. Is like, it's so awesome.
Iron sharpening iron there a little bit, right?
No, but you know what? A lot of the stuff is his own doing. I mean, this is his own experience. I've always said about my guys that they actually the next generation, and in a sense, they actually, I ask people, people ask me about how good they are and this and that, and that's not a question, because the fact of the matter is they're as good as me and better because they have some knowledge that I don't have. They're the new generation.
Sure.
And they still have me behind them. So that's even better than myself in some ways.
I imagine, yeah, you know, that's a good point. I mean, we talk about Elliot and what he's bringing you guys, and we need to talk more, Luis, about his story. We haven't gotten We'll get there. We'll get there. But it's, you're right, absolutely make a point, because let's face it, Elliot's getting a little gray hair. Well, I'm no hair now, but if there was hair here, it would be great. And you know, and this was what it's gonna happen to you guys too. You don't see it yet, but give it about 10 years, and you're gonna be like,
oh, in this industry, it'll probably be like 5.
Yeah, you're gonna turn. Where you'll notice is you'll turn on the Grammys or something like that, and you're like, I have no idea who these people are anymore. And that's you're like, oh man, what happened?
Where'd the
that's
time
gonna be
go?
a sign right there. You turn on the Grammys one day, and you're like, I have no idea who these artists are. But anyway, but you know he's in that. But like you guys are more tuned into what's popular trend, what pop culture and what's going on, and that does play a part in that, because let's face it, especially for first time buyers, they're going to be close to your age and his age, more than likely. And so you're going to be able to jive and sync and understand their needs and wants. Maybe we're a little bit different than Elliot, and vice versa. Now Elliot's like, okay, now I see the tools. You know, their family wants to have this as their life.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up with them and keep up with that stuff.
Well,
I've been saying like, no, you know what? You guys do the video. You guys are the young guys.
Yeah. Social media.
Well, and I'm not trying to get like, you know, blanket just kind of stereotyping generations and stuff, but I would argue younger generations are more like our gap is this creamy middle of we were rebellious, and so we're about getting the job done, and we care less about details sometimes, if that makes sense. Where I think your generation is much more detail driven.
Yeah,
like you like the details. The details are what make this the thing, and that's not a bad thing all the time, is what I'm saying. I think that makes a better product, that makes a better thing.
Correct.
But you know, we kind of grew up in the generation of
let's just
hold
get
my
it
beer,
done.
we got a fire, throw on my hose, and let's walk. You know,
Let's get it done.
We're just and you know what? Safety may not always been the priority. You know what I mean? And so there's a mindset different there, and you know, and that's a good thing. I'm not.
Yeah, it really is, especially because we're not afraid for you to ask questions. We're not. If you have something that you're curious about, that you're not too sure, like what's going on in the process, because we reach out to everybody and we tell you where we're at anyway. But if you're like, I have a question, like, what does this mean? If you get an email saying like, here's a disclosure, like, what does this mean?
Right.
What can I do for this? How can I do this? So you reach out to us, and we're, like we said, we have our cell phones on us.
And quite frankly, I think it's confusing by design. The whole industry and everything else is by design. So you literally need the Sherpa like yourself to kind of, you know, go cut through the legal speak and the confusees and kind of make it plain speak for folks.
Yeah, and it makes it easiest, and then you don't have to dial 1 to get to a representative or anything. You just call us on our cell phone. We're right there, ready to help.
And that's why it's intimidating for everybody, even because even if you take care of your finances and everything, but you know the gauntlet is there, and and it's intimidating, and so you're thinking, I'll never get that. And that's why I invite you to come out Friday, sit down, talk, even if it's informal, just shoot the breeze with them and talk and set the table for some of this stuff. So
and we'll be there. I mean, we're always going to be there.
So your turn, Louise. Let's put the spotlight
My
here.
turn?
Yeah, talk a little bit about where are you from? How did you get here?
Well, I was born in California, so I didn't move to Roswell until I was like 6 or 7. So
Okay.
I got
Northern,
raised here.
southern, what part of California?
I was in Whittier. I would say that's probably.
That's like where
Southern?
where Nixon's people,
honest
right?
with you.
Isn't it Nixon from Whittier? And like all those movies about with Nixon.
Sounds about right.
Oh, we're back in Whittier. that's how I heard that name from.
But I grew up here. I graduated from Goddard in 2019. Went to NMSC for a little bit and decided engineering wasn't really for me.
Okay. You're a little different than engineering right
now. No kidding.
Big time.
Although he might be walking around the office going, that looks sketchy.
No, see, I always like math, man. It's just like when it came to like how much stone weighed, how much all this weighed, it just didn't really interest me, to be honest.
Okay.
And, at the start of 2020, I got hired with a different mortgage company, Gulf Financial Services at the time, and I was their admin assistant. So they kind of taught me, honestly, all the basics and everything I needed to
Gotcha.
know
They understood
for the mortgage industry.
Yeah. So you kind of knew, but
so I was like this.
But that also gives you a different perspective.
Oh no!
Because you're seeing it from their rules and and I imagine once you came over to Elliot, you're like, oh, there's a different way to do stuff. Like I imagine you kind of got a chance to see how the other people operate a little bit.
Kind of. Because I mean, it's all roughly the same. It's just I kind of noticed how like there's people double my age, like 30s, 40s, that didn't know anything about buying a home, and it's just like it's insane that they didn't teach us these things in school to set us up for like a good future. It's like they teach us these formulas that honestly, who uses them to this day, like quadratic, Pythagorean.
Sure.
Like when have I ever used that after I graduated? So. At first, I was trying to get into a position to just be an assistant full time, like be in the backgrounds, and then I started going for my license, and then Elliot reached out to me, and I just decided, Loan Depot was a better fit for me overall. And
so it sounds like you're a numbers dude. Like
I love numbers.
You love crunch numbers, and you love like putting the thing together and watching it. Equal something on the other side.
Some people don't like the difficult files, but honestly, it's just like if I can solve and help someone with like the most difficult scenario.
Okay.
Like imagine if someone were to give me the easier ones. It's just
it'll be a big difference.
Yeah, no, agreed. And so honestly, man, I've just been focusing on just helping people getting into homes.
Sure.
And if I can't get them in right away, at least I get them on the path to be able to buy a home in the future.
So I've got to curious because I imagine this is kind of the bug that bit Elliot here and got him to do the way he did. Have you had that moment yet where you had a case that was a hard one? Like they come in and the numbers weren't. I mean, it's just things weren't going. And you were like, even at some point, like, man, I don't know if we're gonna be able to pull this one off. But at the end of the day, they're in a home. They're happy. Like, have you had that moment yet where it was like, this is bleak?
Oh yeah, no.
And victory came from that.
Without much details, like some people think you have to have a full 2-year work history at one job to buy a home, but it's still gonna look bad. But if you're going from like job to job, as long as you don't have like a 6-month gap in between them, we can honestly get you approved for having that work history.
Now, don't make a habit of that.
Yeah, please.
But if that's what's going on,
please stay on the job, please.
But if that's going on, that's not necessarily a deal breaker. Here's what you're saying.
No, but that guy, he was driven to get into a home. He was doing everything I needed him to, and at the end of the day, we got him closed. He's actually one of my friends. So
nice.
Yeah, getting him into a home just kind of.
Now, were you friends before? Now you're friends?
Yeah. I was friends with them in high school.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
not like close friends, but I knew of.
You're like closer now.
Yeah.
They trauma bonded.
Dinner. That's all I'm saying. But that's cool. How about for you, JC? Have you had?
Yeah, definitely.
Already.
We've been down to the wire.
I've had 4 this week. What are you talking about?
Yeah. We've had 2 of them already that are just real close, real down to the wire. And it took one of the closings we had to do. We actually did in a hotel lobby to make sure that we got it done because the customer was going to work that night.
Well, you ain't a real one until it's done in a bathroom.
Yeah, I was like, no. It's on the list. I was like,
let me
it's on
tell you
the
something.
list.
So he texted me and like, they're gonna come here. The closer's gonna come over here. It's like I'm over here like, Jesus Christ, I'm so proud. I'm proud of this guy. And
awesome.
and they still did it that evening.
That's
I mean,
great.
9 o'clock at night.
It's the craziest thing, But you know what? We needed to do it. And that's what he did.
Absolutely. Well, and to be honest, again, goes back to the point we were talking about towards the beginning here. This is what you guys do. It's yes, we want to get you into your home today, but we want you for life. When your life changes and it's time to upgrade or downgrade or whatever moments in your life are happening, you guys want to be the person that helps them get into that exos. Whether it's time to expand the family and add bedrooms, or time to send the kids off and get rid of bedrooms, whatever it is you're doing.
Investments,
or investment properties,
like
or any of that kind of stuff. That's what you guys do.
And you need lenders that think outside the box.
Absolutely.
You need a company that can back you up because that's the problem. A lot of people out there, they may be for the money.
Sure.
Our team, we want to bring and deliver the home to you. Okay, this is what we do. Okay, we want to help every family out there to have a home. I always said it. Everybody deserves a home. Okay, and my guys, they're going out there doing their thing, and they're going to deliver just the same. All right, and make sure that stuff happens for them.
Sure.
And that's the very important thing because, like we were talking, I know we were joking about cloning myself and everything, but I'm trying to teach them, and I want them to be even better than me.
Well,
and deliver.
You legitimately are a victim of your own success a little bit, where you've got a client base that is broad and big, and quite frankly, there's not enough of Elliot here in this. So to have these guys come in and go through, to be honest, this to me it's a bit because in my opinion, more agents should be like you. When it comes, it should not be this cutthroat oh my gosh, sweaty palms experience to get approval on a loan for a home. I mean, and I get it. Life and I mean, there's already enough stress there. Why add a guy who's trying to give you a runaround or not being anything but, really trying to navigate you through this.
And we try.
So,
we really try to help everybody out there, guys.
And so to have like these guys kind of learning through you, I'm gonna guess, a few years down the road here, they're gonna hang their sign on outside the door here someplace and be able to provide that service, whether it's here in town or next town over, wherever life takes these guys.
I'll take over.
Yeah. And it's like not anytime soon, but
I'll take somebody to take over for the office.
That's right. Give him 20 years when his wife physically says, "Get the heck out of the
20
office."
years too long.
At some point,
you've been saying that forever, though.
At some point, his wife's going to yank that leash and say, "Get out of here! I'm tired of you doing it." And then you guys are going to.
Yep.
So, but anyway, I do. I think that's what, and this kind of goes to the point of the conversations you and I have had over the years.
All the time.
It's your favorite niche is that first time buyer, the one that came in not knowing or not very confident they're going to get in the home, and at the end of the day, you're handing them their keys to their.
Or somebody just tell them, "No, you can," and Team Roswell says, "Yes, you can."
And to be honest, and obviously the financial times dictate this more than others, but certain companies and things don't. First time buyers, they don't look at that juice is worth the squeeze sometimes. You get an agent and say, "My commission's not enough on this, and I'm moving on. I'm not going to put the time and effort into something that at the end of the day is getting me half the money I could have got with another client." And that's where you say, no. That's not how this works. You know what? I'm your first home, and I'm going to make this a good buying experience, make this a positive thing. And then when that life thing happens, guess what? Oh, now they're more income. They're going to go that.
Luis has experience on that already.
Yeah, they've had a $100,000 home. Now they're going to buy a $250,000 home. And guess who they're coming to talk to? Not that guy that just told them no thanks and get him out the door. They're going to talk to the guy that got him the first one.
Yep.
And so Luis, you've had your first?
I've had a few like that.
Man, those are quick turnarounds. How long you been selling? Or how long you been doing loans, man?
I won't say like details or anything.
Of course.
I've had people come to me where they say like the guy or like someone just looks at them and says like, "Oh, you can't afford this, you can't afford that," and I'm the one that actually breaks down the numbers for them and I actually get them pre-qualified to be able to buy a home. Instead of just looking at him saying, "Hey, you can't buy a home."
Yeah, I'm going to do another old movie reference. You may not know this one. It's like Pretty Woman. Where Pretty Woman? Where Julia Roberts walks
I was
into
just watching a few cuts of that last night.
She walks into the Beverly Hills store and they kind of like, gave her that move. And then she turned around and Richard Gere dropped the 100. He'll take all that.
Oh, I love that.
One of them moves.
And I love when she comes back the strip and she goes inside the store with a bunch of bags, all dressed up real nice.
Yeah.
And asks the lady, "You get paid commission, don't you?" And she goes, and she picks up the bags in the air.
Yeah.
Too bad, because they basically roughed her off out of the store.
Yeah.
And she came back afterwards dressing all nice with a bunch of bags. Too bad for you, So I mean that's exactly what my guys do. Okay, they listen to you.
Sure.
They're gonna take care of you. Okay, and just like Luis just said, he got him pre-approved without no problem. And everybody deserves to buy a home.
And that's just it. Is your as much as people want to buy, you guys turn into educators. Because let's face it, they're probably in a financial situation not because they wanted to be, because either they don't have the education. Life, we're all broke.
Yeah.
We never come. Very few of us come in the world with a thing of cash. Most of us, especially when you get 18 or whatever that you're out of your parents' house and you're making your way in life. Why do you think we all of us talking about the ramen sandwiches and back in our days, like the Roy Rogers had a really good fixins bar, and then you can make a salad out of that if you needed to. It's kind of that's what we all been there. You know what I mean?
That's one of the aspects that we cover a lot too, because we're not here to just tell you you can't do it now. We're here to set you up on a plan. So if you come in, because life happens to everybody. So if your credit's in a spot where it's not exactly desirable where you want to be, we can tell you, yeah, you can buy a home, but it's going to come a lot more out of pocket. Sure. You're going to be in a position where you have to spend more. What we do is we can actually get you on a plan to say, for example, your credit's at a certain amount. We need to get to a certain point. So we can say, okay, well, we have a step-by-step process that's actually going to show you this is what you have to do to get to this point. So you pay down this card, you get another credit card, stuff like that.
And we don't make it difficult. I mean, if you follow whatever my guys say, and what we do,
it's literally a plug and play.
It's going to get there. It's going to get there.
It's like this is what you do. You plug in these numbers, and this is what gets you there, and this is how you get these numbers.
Yeah, work with us. We're not going to tell you to break the law or do something stupid.
Absolutely.
Just follow what we tell you.
Yeah, it's following the plan. This is the recipe, right?
And so what we'll do also is like we'll get you on set, because we're not just going to tell you, you have to build your credit, and then just be like, okay, see you next time, not talk to you.
Good luck to you.
I know, right? A lot of people do that.
Well, it's a plan of attack, and you say, okay, if you play this, pay X amount on this bill each month, that's going to whittle this down. And then sometimes there is the hard conversation where you're saying, all right, you spend $300 a month on coffee. Do you really need $300 a month on coffee? and then they say, yeah, I do. And I say, well, what's more important to you? That coffee every day or this home? And you make them think that, and make them, because the gut, they have, no, I can't live without my coffee. I'm like, well, what's more important to you? That cup of coffee?
How about a Keurig? How about other options?
Can we go get a $10 Mr. Coffee and some Folgers or whatever? Or, be honest, $300, you can buck up to the Dunkin' coffee or whatever I don't know, I don't drink coffee. So, whatever the more high fancier own, but maybe, because at the end of the day, you stop doing this for 6 months. And I can put you on the path to getting to this home. Can you stop doing Starbucks for 6 months?
Exactly.
To do this? Or can you not, have to have the newest iPhone every 2 years?
And that's always our goal, too, is because we want to set you on a plan, because we're obviously not, we want your business. We want to do the best deal for you, but we don't want to be the kind of lender that's like, oh, yeah, you can't buy nothing. See you later. Oh, let me send you a video on your birthday.
Sure.
How you doing?
Sure.
Yeah, we want to get you on a plan where we're like, this is what you can do to get it.
Sure.
And we'll help you. We'll provide you the tools to get you the best home for yourself.
Absolutely.
It's a help for us. It's a help for you. It's big
you
help
got
for everybody.
educated clients at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So they're setting the table and taking that information and bettering themselves with it. So, who knows? You set them the table, and then 2 years from now, hey, I think I want to buy like an investment house. How does that work? Talk to me a little bit about that. Next thing you know, you're out there house flipping.
Yep, exactly. That's the goal. That's the goal.
I had a lady tell me one day, like, you give hope like candy, and that was the best, comment that I ever got from anybody.
Yeah,
I was like, well, thank you, I appreciate that. I try.
Well,
it's what we do.
Because at the end of the day, we have created this, because obviously that's the goal, is we all want to have our own home, our own stake, our own something in this world to say, that's mine. You know what I mean? That's what we all aspire to. Whether it's the two bedroom picket fence or whatever that is, that's what we want. But and so we all, but the companies and everything, they make it like there's that gauntlet, intimidation, making it harder, like it's a Mount Everest to climb and you've got to struggle. And I'm not saying it's a walk in the park, but it really is a combination of discipline and, knowing your goals and sticking to those goals. It's just a matter of how to, and this is why I always tell people, regardless, like you can have a job basically working at McDonald's or whatever, if, you can be in a home if you do juggle it right. It's possible. And what you're willing to do, and how hard you want to get there.
If you follow anything of what I was telling you guys, and want to buy a home, and follow our lead, we'll get you your house.
Absolutely, okay? It's possible.
That's one thing that we cannot guarantee things, but we can definitely guarantee our word of what we do.
Absolutely, okay? And now I get.
I believe both of you guys agree on that.
Well, and I'm sure you guys see this and combat this, because let's face it, we nationally or even globally, there's people your age that really believe that they have no way of doing it how we did it. They think the world's too expensive, that the cost of living, okay. Now, if you're trying to start out in Miami or New York City or something like that,
that might be a different story.
That's for sure.
It might be hard. Yeah, you're gonna be eating a lot of things out of dumpsters and things like that to survive. But in Roswell, New Mexico, or southeast New Mexico, or pretty much the middle of the country, from not West Coast to not East Coast and everything in between, except for maybe Chicago and down in Dallas. But I mean, it's possible. It's very possible. It's just a matter of deciding what's important, and to be honest, try not to get yourself too much trouble too quick. When you start learning to credit, and you wait a minute, you're going to just give this to me if I sign this form? Once that moment happens, and you think, and as long as you don't go hog wild there, and even still, we can fix that, but you're just going to have a bigger hole to dig out of. You know what I mean? But it really does. I mean, you can have low income jobs and get started on the path of home ownership. Now, you're not buying Taj Mahal, but you know what? You're with that one bedroom apartment or whatever you're renting right now.
Yeah,
we can get you something like that you're not paying rent for it.
But remember, after
you're paying ownership for it.
Yeah, and remember, after you have it, it may not be the Taj Mahal, but you can make it the Taj Mahal after it's yours.
Exactly. But that's it. And this is what we talk about every time.
Every time we talk about this.
We got to wrap up the time. You're in the game at that point. And once you got the first home, it is so much easier to get the second home
Start
because you're
rolling
in the
them
game.
into the next one and everything.
You're in the game. You're building equity under whatever you got here. And unless you did a really, 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 really bad job of picking your property and owner, value increases. Unless they got some weird people that put things that were out of code and all kinds of nonsense.
Yeah.
You're gonna make money if you hold it X amount of time. It's just the trends. That's what happens.
Yep. And if anybody ever has any questions about the process or anything like that, just come on by our office, give us a call. We're on Facebook. We'll help you talk through. We'll get you on the path to home ownership because that's ultimately our goal is to do that. So anytime you have to, just reach out to us.
Absolutely. And then, like I said, come see us this Friday. Again, it's going to be the grand opening and ribbon cutting of the new Loan Depot office here in Roswell, which is located at 204 West 2nd in the Plaza West building, Suite 5, just kind of on 2nd, right kind of downtown here. And the event will be from, we say 11 to 1:30?
11:30.
11:30 to 1.
To 1:30.
1:30. Very good. So you can come on by anytime during that time. Like I said, we'll have the
after.
Or after, too.
We want you to come after.
But like I said, we'll do the ceremony.
The ceremony is for the ceremony.
Yeah, the ribbon cutting and all that. But
come celebrate
afterwards,
with us.
come out, tour the office. See all those animal print things I was talking about. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Louise going to be waiting over there for them. Right, Louise?
Yeah.
In boxers and a bearskin run, right? Very Burt Reynolds pose. But anyway, sorry. But yeah, come and then, like I said, have these conversations. Let these two young men sit down with you and say,
yes,
here's my deal. Is this, what can you do for me? And you know what? Odds are they're going to have a plan for you. And or even if you just have general questions about it, you're like you want to know, come out to the event and let's start that process, or let's at least discuss the possibilities, because I guarantee the more you think you can't, the more of those guys will probably find a way you can.
And we'll go the extra mile. We'll make sure, whether it's me, Luis, Elliot's years of experience, Luis's attention to detail, my problem solving, all of our stuff, we work together. So we're really here to help get the best possible deal for anybody. So when you come down to Roswell, you see our team, we're here to help you. So we're not jealous of each other. We're not going to be fighting with each other. We're here to get the best deal. So if we have to work with each other, there's no problem with that. We all get along. We all have a good time. So make sure you come down. We'll get you the best deal. We'll put you on the right track, and we'll get you your home.
Absolutely. And who knows? One of these men might not only be selling you this next home, but next thing you know, your kids are out of the house. They're looking for their first home, and hey, go see JC. Go see.
You want that condo in Redosa?
I really feel like a multiplicity here, for real.
There you go.
I'm loving this.
Go see Elliot 7.
Elliot wished he talked as good as me. That's what he means by that.
I like, I was talking to him about something. He's like, I like the way you write.
By that time, it'll be Elliot 15 or whatever. They just come here 17.
They just multiply.
22. What are you doing?
What about you, Luis? What you got?
What do you mean? What I got?
Any parting thoughts?
Every parting thoughts.
Come by and see us on Friday. We love the chance to just talk to you and get to know you. Just because we're talking to you, we're not trying to go straight for business.
Sure.
We're just trying to make a relationship with everyone here in the town.
Just really telling people, look, if you have doubts, let us try to change those doubts. Let us settle that.
If you think about it, one of the things that I've been trying to do for all of us is for us to be the lender of choice in town. There's pie for everybody. That's just a fact.
Yep.
But my guys, they're gonna take up and run with it and get things done, and that's what I've been trying to do. And finally, I'm able to, and this is just the beginning.
Absolutely.
So we're finally getting there, and here's the new breed, So,
absolutely.
I mean,
these are the guys
I've been looking for. So
well, that's what I said. This is come see how the getting put into a home should be done. Is what I'm saying. The right way it should be done. Again, this Friday. But if you're not available this Friday because life happens, you can always go to his website, which is loandepot.com/Elliot Rodriguez, all one word there, and he spells Elliot with one L and a Z on the end for Rodriguez. You can shoot an email, kind of the same thing. Elliot Rodriguez, all one word again, at loandepot.com. You can shoot an email here. And then, of course, at the website, you can see all of Elliot's bio. Of course, you can see everything, the history of Loan Depot.
And if you hit the branch, you can also see my guys. They're in there too.
Okay, and then you come in.
You have to hit where it says branch.
Yeah.
And it shows, Luis. It shows JC as well.
It's their pictures from after the hot sauce challenge, where they're all crying in there. That's so excuse the tears.
Oh, yeah.
We got to do that.
That was really fun.
That was really good. I thought it was the most interesting thing to do, and they brought it to me.
I think next time we should just put the sauce straight on there instead of like moving in the back. Just put it right on there.
We'll do it on the radio. Here, do it here so we can film.
But you can't see the tears.
We can do that too one day.
Yeah, yes, you can. We have video.
Okay, we got that.
You can't see it here, but yeah.
How are you with Spice?
Huh?
How are you with Spice?
Oh, we did the Pocky Chip challenge here a couple years ago.
Oh no, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, we did it.
That one chip challenge? Is that one? Oh,
we did that a couple years ago.
That's some hot stuff.
I had just a piece and that killed me.
No, we did it. And then we sat here for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we did all that.
Yeah, God.
Braver than me, that's for sure.
Yeah, we did it. So, we do all kinds of dumbness here. Look, all of them sodas down there. See all the weird sodas? We've tried pretty much all of them.
Buffalo
soda. If there's weird stuff on the shelf, odds are we've eaten it or put it in.
It's not just for looks. It's not just for looks.
It's one time. Right? There used to be some bugs in there that we've eaten. Not like from the ground. They were bugs we bought and ate.
I think I dropped the line at
break room and chopped that
and guys, out there, I know we didn't went too much into mortgages today or anything like that, but Luis, JC, and I, we're here for you guys. If you guys out there and we have the issue that you've been wanting to buy a house and you haven't moved forward to do it, my team is here to take care of you and make sure that that happens for you. If somebody has told you in the past no, CEOs will show you that there's a possibility, and maybe the answer is to say yes instead of being a no to you. So don't be afraid. Don't worry about what's happening in the market. Make sure that you come see us, and we'll take care of that for you and make sure that this happens for you. We deliver to you the home that you were looking for. We will not take away the dream. We'll give you the dream back.
You say it always, every time, regardless of what the economy is doing. If you need a home,
there's
you need
always
a home.
You're
not the rest. So that's when's the right time to buy a home? When you need to.
Yep.
That's
right now.
the answer to that.
It's always right now.
So, very good. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you for having us.
We'll see you
I
Friday.
appreciate it, Mike.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time too. All right, 10:01. We are officially getting kicked off the radio. We got Clay and Buck coming up in just a few minutes. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Have a great day. We'll talk to you bright and early tomorrow. Take care.
Americans now have more credit card debt than at any time in history, owing a staggering $1.3 trillion collectively. What happens when most people can't pay their bills? Well, the U.S. economy is clearly moving into uncertain territory. That's why more Christians are turning to gold just for their peace of mind. I'm Lance Wallnow, Christian news analyst with a 30-year track record of predicting trends. The Bible tells us that gold is a time-tested store of value that can protect your God-given assets through almost anything, including America's historic debt bubble. And here's the good news. You can own gold through your 401k or IRA. My friends at Birch Gold Group can help you buy gold for your retirement account, tax-free and penalty-free. To learn more, text the word FAITH to 989898 for an info kit from Birch Gold that's entirely free, zero cost or obligation. Text that next step right now and take it. Text FAITH to the number 989898 for your free info kit. That's FAITH to 989898.
An obscure government oversight group could make major waves in the 2024 election if President Biden fulfills its wishes.
The group, a watchdog of government watchdogs, has suggested Biden fire Department of Homeland Security Inspector General Joseph Kafari following a 4-year investigation. Kafari provides oversight of DHS and has investigated its issues with properly screening immigrants entering the United States, its handling of the 2 assassination attempts against former President Donald Trump, and the management of funds at the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Florida Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz came to Kafari's defense after the report suggested he be Calling the report a swamp screed and its authors a panel of Biden-Harris appointees, Gates said the matter boiled down to partisan retaliation for his oversight of DHS and warned Biden against following through with the firing. Bernie Bennett reporting.
Well, not a federal holiday, Indigenous Peoples Day is today, and it is observed by 17 states. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. Jury selection beginning in an Indiana murder trial.
Richard Allen is charged with 2 counts each of murder and murder while committing or attempting to commit kidnapping. On February 13, 2017, 13-year-old Abigail Williams and her friend 14-year-old Liberty German were dropped off at a hiking trail near Delphi, but they failed to show up when it was time to pick them up. Their bodies were found the next day near the trail. For several years, the identity of their suspected killer was a mystery. Although interviewed by police in 2017, Allen wasn't arrested until October 2022. If convicted, the 52-year-old could get up to 130 years in prison. I'm Donna Warder.
Former North Carolina football player Tylee Kraft has died from a rare form of lung cancer. Tylee Kraft was only 23 years old. More of these stories at townhall.com.